Hey everyone, thanks for coming back in to Wilkie's Movies and Music. This is Corey. We're into movie club number 7. I can't believe already to that point. So it's kind of been fun jumping into it and getting to meet all these new, or not new people, but getting to know people a little bit better that I've met out in the community. So tonight I'm really excited. I'm going to go ahead and just not waste any time and bring them right out here. But we got Brian Goes Blue and Coco too.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, we're good.
Good. I'm so excited to have you both on and get to talk to you a little bit and then go through our movie that we got picked out for the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very fitting. I think, with this time of year too, with
Yeah.
got a little bit of romance going on with it. So I think it ties in really well. So,
Oh, yeah.
but no, thanks again for jumping in.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're excited.
absolutely. Yeah, we get to check out your new digs a little bit too. Again, I know you've been showing them a little bit on social media and on YouTube, but how's the move going?
We're pretty much settled
good.
in now.
Okay.
We've got like pretty much everything unpacked. We actually just got one of those spinner shelves that you have,
Yeah.
and that didn't take too much time to build. We got that filled up, and we realized we need 2 more. So we're gonna grab 2 more of those and just keep at it.
Keep at it.
Yep. No, I was actually thinking about getting a second one to put right next to that one too. And like we were talking about just a little bit ago, maybe getting a couple movie posters to throw up on the wall too to kind of fill that out a little bit. But yeah, I thought it would take so long. I believe I have a lot smaller collection than the two of you have, but I thought it would take me a lot longer. I have another little shelf I have some stuff on, but I thought it'd take me longer to fill this thing up than it actually did. It's kind of funny how that goes.
Right.
When you're talking to everybody in the community, they're like, pick up that title, pick up this one,
Yep.
check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of accumulate.
Yep. And then you see more sales popping up when you're like, oh, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then $10 here, $5
There's always
there.
a sale. Always a sale.
Yep. Always sucking you back in. But I know we'd not the only ones in here tonight. So I was just going to jump in the chat just real quick and just kind of see who's out there. But I know this was, I think Anthony wanted to be really, really early, but this was, I think, just the other day, but he said, let's go. Hopefully he'll get to jump in later too. But I know he wanted to kind of probably throw in his first comment for everything. But Collector Movie Man saying, hey, Wilkie, I just came in to say hi and sorry I haven't been on here very much. I've been busy, and tonight I have a sleep study test I have to go for. Just wanted to pop in to say hi. Well, thank you very much for hopping in. Hope everything goes well with that. And also want to tell you I'm going to go see Dune Part 2 on February 25th. That's 4 days early before the movie comes out to my movie theater near me. Is going to be, doing a fan screening.
Oh,
cool.
I think they might be doing that in our area too.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think they ever do anything cool like that in my area. It's kind of a smaller area, so that stuff doesn't happen. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the second one coming out. I don't know how the two of you feel about seeing that.
Yeah, we saw the first one.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. I feel like this one's going to be a lot more action packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting into the war, it's like it all fully breaks out. So I'm pretty excited about that too.
You got Christopher Walken's in one in there. Like what?
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize that either.
No, he's not like in the trailer.
Yeah, he's in
He is?
one of the trailers.
Oh.
I actually have not watched much for trailers. Sometimes I kind of stay away from them a little bit.
When we go to the movies all the time, so we kind of end up seeing them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a different story. With you'll have a big long string of them ahead of time before your movie that you're seeing. But we got Johnny in here saying, "What's up, cool kids?" Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Thanks for stopping in. Saying, "What's up, Brian and Coco?" Got Cindy Moore in here saying hi to you too.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
I was saying that's a new name for me. So Cindy, thanks for dropping in.
It's one of Coco's best friends.
Oh, okay. Okay. Johnny was saying, remember, no Lebowski or Ghostbuster slander will be tolerated.
Well, we like both those movies. Coco hasn't seen Lebowski yet, but she likes Ghostbusters.
I can imagine I like it.
Yeah.
There's not much that I don't like.
Well, and that was one that he was always giving me a hard time about it on KB's channel. I was on there and was doing some movies that I think one of the questions of his top 5 was, or your 5 takes, sorry,
Right.
was a movie that was, everybody loves that
you
you
hate.
don't.
Or you
Well,
don't.
and he goes, I changed it a little bit, so it's not hate anymore. It's just that
Okay.
you don't maybe appreciate as much or care for as much.
It's a very strong word.
Yeah, yeah. And so I said The Big Lebowski, and Johnny about canceled me right there, I think. So, but I own it. I said I don't hate it because I owned it on Blu-ray, and then I upgraded it to 4K later when a sale came out. So I have it, and I purposely upgraded it, but I just don't think I have that appreciation as much appreciation as some people do. So
I think we upgraded it too. I think it's over there.
Yeah,
I think so.
Hey, Russell saying, hey, Wilkie, Brian, and Coco, finally get to see you too, or to see you. So thanks,
Hey,
Russell, for jumping in. Dell, what's up?
What's
up, Dale?
Always love seeing him jump in here too. He's got a new video that just popped up that I know I need to go see. So
we were watching him on here actually when he was on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot of fun with got to have him on here. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So all right. Well, I think I got through some of the chat there for right now. Oh, we got one more I got to say hi to. Got Mika. Hey, everyone. Well, I'll say hi to Mika and Kira. Never know if it's both or not. But,
right.
Yep. But, yep. And they have a great, I've been following the new season of True Detective, and they've been having a weekly breakdown of the episodes on their YouTube channel. So that's been fun to check out. So.
Oh, that show it didn't come out in full. It's going week by week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing a weekly release on Sundays, except this week I think they're doing an early. I think James at 20th and 21st Century Movies posted an article I saw that because the Super Bowl is Sunday, they're going to release it early on Friday. To try to not conflict, I think, with that a little bit. So, but yeah, so it's been interesting how some streaming channels or streaming services have been going back to that weekly release.
Yeah.
Instead of just everything all at once. And I think it's smart on their part. I know a ton of people that would be like, well, I never have HBO or Max or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But the new season of, whatever, Games of Thrones was coming out. And so they'd get it for that 1 month, binge through the whole thing, and then cancel it after that month. So I think that way they're keeping people around maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we started the 12th season of Curb Your Enthusiasm this Sunday. That's a funny show. Yeah. We like that a lot.
So good.
I have not seen much of that. That's Larry David.
Yeah, Larry David. Yeah.
Yep. I have not seen much of that one. I'll have to check that out. What are you watching that on?
It's on Max.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, we get Max.
I have that.
It comes with our apartment complex or
our Spectrum
internet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's just included with it?
Included, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always forget what's included with what. Like we also have
Disney Plus now.
Disney Plus and HBO. I think HBO comes with my Hulu.
Yeah, HBO.
Or my
HBO.
Spotify.
Yeah, HBO and Max are the same thing now.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that one too, but it's kind of crazy when you get some of these streaming services and you don't even realize what all is on there. So like you're like, oh, that movie's on there. I didn't know that. It just gets buried with everything sometimes.
Yeah. We don't pay for that many streaming services, just like the cable that comes with our thing and Amazon Prime because of the shipping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but between those two, there's a ton of content.
There's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I was going to apologize to everybody. I know I've already talked to Brian and Coco about this, but I'm battling a little bit of a sinus thing that's going on. So if I sound a little off or funny, or if I'm going to mute a few times for a cough, I apologize. Thought it was going to be all going away. And of course, right before we go on to a live stream, I'm just like, oh, it's just setting back in. I was like, thank you very much. It always happens that way. So Russell was saying that he's done a sleep study and now on a CPAP machine. So yeah. I know a lot of people that do that. Saying hi to everybody. Oh, Anthony. Yo, party people.
What's up, Anthony?
Here.
Yep. He not only leaves comments a day before, he will also come in the day of. So thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that. He was cracking me up with his video. I don't know if you've seen that when he posted his
yes.
Yeah, that he got the horror YouTuber of the month and then doing his nominations. He was cracking me up so bad because he's always so laid back on his videos, and then he had
Yeah.
his like alternate personality come out. So
And he
that was
stayed
kind
in
of fun.
character the whole time. That's what I was telling him. We were so impressed. He didn't break character.
Yep. Nope, that's funny. I should throw something like that in sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's Anthony and now it's Allie.
The Valley.
Hello, my friends.
Another best friend.
Yep. Yep. I've had fun getting to know both Anthony and Allie quite a bit, chatting movies. So people saying hi to each other. I always love seeing that too. Just everybody shouting out.
Yeah.
Hello. And sorry, I'm a little slow going through all these. Oh, Anthony.
No slower than we be.
Hey, Tiana. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Tiana.
You've done more live streams than we have.
We haven't been on a live stream. It's been a while for us.
Yeah.
It really has.
Oh, well, I appreciate you jumping on mine then. I'm still very much a rookie, but it was one of those that when I was on KB's stream that he was nice enough to have me on there, we were talking and he was like, well, you've talked about doing some of these things. You know, this is my accountability thing. When are you gonna do it? And I'm just like, darn it, I'm just gonna do it. And I just jumped in and did it. And so I don't know, kind of tripping and stumbling as I go, but
it's working great for you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Holland. Hey guys.
Hey, Holland.
Thanks for jumping.
Holland. Now you have over 100 subs.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm blown away with that. So like honestly, that's
the first couple hundred is always like the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was just looking right now actually. I'm at 126 right now. And so that's to me, I'm blown away. But I've been like completely honest with people that it's a win for me already. I've just met so many cool people so far in this. I've ran into some of the challenges that people have talked about before too, but the positives have outweighed the negatives so much more, you know. And so I don't know, even if it hangs like this right now, I'm really happy with it. So
yeah, for sure.
I get to sit and talk to people like you. So hey,
yeah.
And like I said, I know I'm slow going through this, so everybody's saying hi to each. Oh, Anthony and Allie. You guys should do a Valentine's Day stream. You should do a romance movie stream or something.
We should. We talked about we're gonna start doing some more live streams on our channel. We don't have any plans yet for that, but
well, and I was gonna bring that up too because it sounded like you were thinking about throwing some more in with your new setup.
Yeah.
Were you talking about doing some more interview style type?
Yeah, kind of like this, just like chill, hanging out. No rules, just kind of like talking to all the people that we, love in the community and kind of catching back up with people because we're always, we have cable and we have all these streaming services, but we primarily watch YouTube. So we're like watching all of our friends, everybody's videos. But so we are not like commenting a lot because we're always watching YouTube on our TV. So we're not like huge commenters, but we're always, in the chats and stuff, like we're pretty active in the chats, like trying to show support and just let everybody know we're still around.
Yeah.
We never left.
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. We were always
right.
here, you know?
Exactly.
No, I try to do that a lot too. And, but I know what you're saying. There's some nights where I'll flip on the TV, I'll watch YouTube videos and I can easily do the thumbs up button. With that, and so I'll do that.
Always do that.
But then I'm like, okay, I got to go back and like, I would like to go back and throw a comment on there, and it's just remembering sometimes to get back and do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
there's almost always somebody is live on YouTube too every night. So
I know, and I'm adding to it. So yeah. I was trying to find a nice time to do it, and not cross over with anybody. But then a couple of people were cool and talking to me about it, and they were just like, "Don't worry about that. No matter what, you're going to cross over with somebody else at some point. It's impossible anymore. Just so many people are doing it, and that's all right. You just do it and have fun with it." But
that's what replays are for.
What's that?
That's what replays are for.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
If you're watching something else, you come back and show your support later.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I've done that plenty of times. Or, I'm just busy and I can't get to it right at that particular time, but you always can go back and watch. Absolutely. So Mika was saying I got rid of cable, but feels like I'm still paying with all these streaming services.
Yeah, you pretty much are.
Yep.
I actually just went through a purge of streaming services with the new year. That was part of my kind of resolution. So there's a lot of them I paid by year just because you get them quite a bit cheaper, or a bit cheaper per month. And I canceled all of the auto renews. And so I'm going to let a lot of them lapse and just kind of see from there. Oh, if I want to see one, I pick one up here or pick one up there. But I don't know, just not all of them at the same time. So
that's a lot.
Oh gosh, I just like completely lost
where you were.
I'm good at doing that too. So yeah, you'll notice at some point here, I'll probably also leave somebody's comment up for like a half an hour, or I'll forget to take my mute off when I come back on. But almost a pro at this.
Yeah.
Semi-pro.
Yep, I'm definitely semi-pro. But Russell was saying, great day in Toronto tomorrow, 9 Celsius. So I'm a stupid American, and I'd have to look up what.
Yeah, me too.
9 Celsius is.
Well, it's in the 70s and lows 50s for us, so that's pretty cold for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like 48, a little over 48 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're having a heat wave here, and I'm in Iowa, and we got almost up to 60 degrees today, which is
heat wave.
That's ridiculous for February in Iowa.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous. A lot of our snow's melting away, but now it's going to drop back off here, I think, in the next couple days. So
yeah.
And then oh, look at that. Yeah, it's been so sweet.
Exactly.
And then I hear you guys when you come out in one of your out of theater reactions, and you're like, "Oh, it's so chilly," and it's like,
"Oh,
so
I
cold.
know,"
and it's like, I think it was like barely into the. But I'm like, I got to remind myself, it's what you're used to, But I can't remember what temperature it was, but you said 1, and I was like, I would love to have that right now.
It's the wind factor, I think, that does it for us. Like the combination of like the humidity and it like with the wind blowing, it's like, I don't know, it's like not it's a wet cold. It's like that's what it is.
Damp, wet, cold.
Yeah.
Versus like up north, it's more of a dry cold.
It feels colder. Yeah, no, I absolutely. We'll get that too with the snow and the rain, but yeah, and then we get a wind chill that definitely makes it.
We also don't have the clothes for it, like
Right.
Yeah, we're
just not used
to it. We're not prepared for the 2
Brian's
weeks.
Like wearing shorts and no jacket.
2 or 3 weeks of cold all through the year. So.
Yep. I skipped completely over one, but Gizmo, thanks for dropping in. It says,
Gizmo?
If you call me Babe Anthony, I'll send you my one-eyed dog on you.
Oh my god.
He does have a one-eyed dog.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does.
I knew he had a dog, but I didn't know.
Being dirty.
No.
Because that one night we were giggling around with, I was with Gizmo and Anthony, and we were talking about walking our dogs because Anthony gave us a very descriptive reenactment of what it was like to take his little dog out in the snow to go to the bathroom. Anthony was saying Coco and Brian always rep the best shirts.
Oh,
you got some good ones there. You got zombies, and then you got and Trick or Treat.
Yeah. Like a halfsies, Sam.
Yeah, very cool. I'm just boring here, but Cinema Dave Media. Hey, Dave. Thanks for dropping in.
Dave?
Hi, Corey and everyone. I've been loving jumping into his. He's been doing a lot more live streaming now, too. He always usually does the Saturday one with Stephanie with Movie Chatter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But he started doing, so like today I was hopped on for a little bit. I think it was today. My days, like I said, I have this sinus thing going on. My days are like blurring together. But he started doing, he was calling it his office hours. So he's kind of doing like it was probably about 11:30 my time, but kind of a midday. But
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Seeing everybody jumping in and doing new stuff. So
yeah.
Everybody saying hi.
Okay, baby.
What was that?
Said, okay,
Gizmo
baby.
and Anthony.
Okay, the dog's coming. Get ready, Anthony. One-eyed dog. I love this. Every time I think I'm like, oh, I'm about done with the chat, and then
Hey, Texas.
Texas, how you doing? How you doing, man? There's like, I love seeing like familiar faces popping in that you're.
Tiana.
Sorry, I'm like jumping through these too fast. So
yeah,
you're good.
Hello, everybody saying hi to each other. I'll kind of go through those fast, but Anthony saying Texas is in the house. Gizmo, Mindy can walk on the deep snow. Tell your fluffy friends. So also say hi to the white curly friend in U.S. Gizmo, sometimes I don't follow you. I love you to death, man. And I love your sense of humor, but I don't always.
We have a white curly friend.
Oh, well, maybe that's what he was talking about. I didn't realize it. Oh.
This is Baby.
Baby.
Say hi.
Baby's a little smaller than my furry friend.
She's a Maltese.
Okay. I have about a 93-pound lab.
Oh, wow.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, she's 8 pounds? Maybe 9 pounds?
Yeah, no, and he's not fat either. He's got a huge frame. He's a big dog, and he can yank me around. So that's, especially when my daughter was younger, she's kind of petite, and I'm just like, if he just takes off running and you got the leash, I'm like, just let go of the thing, because he'd probably just drag you around. And
right.
Yeah, when he jumps into Anthony the Horror Pimp, there you go. When he jumps into bed with us, it's like having a whole nother person in bed too.
Oh yeah.
So. And a heater too. He loves to like have contact with you. So he'll jump in and have to be like right next to me. And so I'll be laying on my side on the edge of the bed. Like if I rolled over one, I would fall out. And he's just like on me. And I'm like, come on. But still love them though. How old is your little baby there?
She's 9.
9? Okay.
She'll be 10 this year. Yeah.
So I was just flipping through here. You're gonna get some kisses there.
She
like licks the air.
She licks the air, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of strange, but she's just
licking for.
Well, sometimes
she had a lot of her teeth pulled.
Okay.
So I think she's just trying to get used to her mouth, because she has she had a bunch of dental work done and her mouth feels like weird to her. So she's done that ever since that happened. So she's okay now, but she's just a strange one.
Well, when she was there over a little bit further, sometimes it's hard to tell the depth perception. I thought she was trying to give you a kiss or something, but she was just looking at you.
I think she definitely is.
Oh, that's funny. Anthony was at Gizmo. Chewy says, hi to your Mindy. Chewy just went for a long walk. I didn't think he was ever going to let me come home. Our dog gets all kinds of excited when he gets to go for a walk. Joel, hello from Oregon. Joel, glad to see you back in here again. I wonder how it is in Oregon. Are you having a heat wave too? I can't believe the heat wave that we're having here. Saying hi to everybody. Gizmo saying, I'm not Holly. Griffin and Phoenix sounds like a movie I would buy but never see, sadly. Well, we'll talk about it in just a little bit, Gizmo.
You gotta watch some movies with your girl, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Some can't be over the top that you've been telling me about, so.
Can't be all Italian horror movies.
I know. Delon movies, use the star, Corey. Much easier. Oh yeah, with the chat.
Wow.
I'm trying to do that, but once in a while I forget to do it, and then all of a sudden the chat jumps up on me, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, I lost it. So I'm always open for pointers. So Mika was saying going to be in the 60s this weekend in Mass, which is crazy. That's the same with us. You're probably going to get what we're getting, and then we're getting the cold, and that will be on your way probably in a couple days. Saying hi. Sorry, guys. Going through just a few more of them. I'll probably put a pin in here just a second, and we can get talking some more. But smash the like button for Corey. Pimps he likes to. Yeah, I don't.
Where's your cane, Anthony?
Yeah, right.
And your hat.
Yep.
The pimp hat.
That'll be the next video.
And the coat.
He's gonna start giving him ideas now.
Maybe those shoes, like I'm gonna get you sucker. Whenever he has the shoes with the goldfish in them, the platform.
That's what that's from.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a comedy that Jonah Hill, 40-Year-Old Virgin. And he's like, I just want to buy these shoes, and there was like goldfish. So that was a reference to something else.
It might have been. I'm not sure.
Huh.
I haven't seen that movie forever. If I miss your chat in here, I apologize. So don't take offense to it. I'm jumping through some of the haze back and forth so we can get running here a little bit, but I love it though. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing it, but Allie was saying, hey Gizmo, I just finished Red. It was great. Scottish Geek Guy. Howdy folks. Hey, thanks for jumping in here. He truly is a friend from Scotland.
Oh, cool.
So you check his channel out too. He's talking with him he's got great editing and filming. Like I cannot believe. So I kind of just jumped in and like, oh, I'll figure it out as I go. And I know he does a lot with his day job kind of a thing, but very nice. No, I mean it's he's got some skills there.
I'm gonna forget that, so I'm gonna put it in my phone right now.
Yeah, Scottish Geek Guy. You should go check him out. He's got some great reviews and unboxings, and he gets all into the multiple camera thing going at the same time too. And I'm like, that's kind of cool to be able to do that. So
okay, subbed.
There you go.
Stuff out.
Yeah.
Check him out.
You just saw Argyle too. So did we.
Oh yeah, I was meaning to watch his review of that. I've not gotten to that yet. I was just actually watching. He was doing an unboxing of the new Arrow, that big double pack for the Conan Chronicles, the 4K.
Yeah.
Barbarian and yeah. Sorry, I was totally blanking there, but
you're good. We got that too.
I'm supposed to be getting it in Monday, so it actually shipped from Barnes and Noble. So I was afraid everybody was talking about getting it canceled from places. So
yeah, I had some whatever they call them, stamps, I guess. So I had some certificates to redeem from Barnes and Nobles from the Criterion sale, so that brought it down even further for me.
Yeah, I had like $5 I was able to take off from.
That's good though.
Yeah. No, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain because it didn't cost you. It's like a free membership to do that. So for free, $5 off of there, I'll take it all day long on top of the sale. So
that's the thing is like, the prices on Amazon wouldn't be the prices on Amazon without them price matching somebody else. So if Barnes wasn't having the sale, then Amazon's price would be like $70 for that thing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Got to support the people that are actually doing the sales.
Yeah. So that's where I was going. I was actually holding off. Texas was saying hi to both of you.
Hey, Texas.
No, Barnes and Noble was sold out, all the stores around me, and it was sold out temporarily for shipping. But I was purposely holding off because $5, I had the $5 to use. But I think even without that, I was like, I'm holding off, and I don't know. I'd rather buy it from Barnes and Noble and hope that they'd keep some of their stores open around too.
I know.
And Allie's saying hi to baby. Mika's saying baby's so cute.
Thank you.
There you go, Holland too. So that's the thing. It's like I should bring my dog in here, but he'd be like a bull in a china shop. He would just probably get all excited and knock things.
Your stuff would be on the ground.
Yeah, probably, and everything else. So hey, Texas. Cindy saying, "Oh, baby made an appearance." Well, you're getting all.
You're popular in here, girl. She's sleeping already.
But that's where I'll find. I figure out how far behind I'm in chat, like how soon I get to, like, oh yeah, how long ago was that baby was on there? So Gizmo saying, I'm super happy of you watching the film. Next up is Dangerous Mind, and Anthony must be super proud of you. Oh, probably talking about Allie seeing Red, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So she has that. All right. Baby is cute. No, Anthony also have white curly. Okay. Mindy say to baby, get used to licking the air. No food for her when they meet. Okay. That's funny. Allie, maybe Anthony can watch it. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Do you know how to say it? Because I don't. I've never seen it either.
You're saying it right, Emily.
Emily.
Okay.
And Dangerous Minds. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Were you saying that needs a DVD?
It's got a DVD.
It needs a Blu-ray. Okay. I can't keep up with that stuff, but
yeah, something there.
It's weird that none of these movies have Blu-rays.
I know.
Oh, well, Allie was saying that's going to be on her own. Anthony and her already watched too many movies together. So. If there is a dog or cat in Griffin and Phoenix, I'll see it.
Oh.
If there is a shark in it, me and Holland will check it out.
I can't remember if there is or not.
I don't think there was.
Well, not of theirs, but there was a fish tank at the beginning.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I don't know if that counts or not.
Yeah.
But we'll get there in a second. They'll say, yes, I'm going to get you Sucka is 20 years before Jonah. Yep. I have the DVD. I have the DVD of that somewhere, but I have not seen that for a long time.
That's awesome.
Allie's saying Argyle was so much fun. Love Sam Rockwell.
Oh yeah.
Allie, I love Sam Rockwell first. Okay, so
I know people that are so really split on him.
Really?
No, I always liked him.
Yeah, he's kind of quirky. I mean, I like him, so don't get me wrong with that. But I've run into people that are like, it's not like, oh, he's okay. Or maybe I'm just who I've been talking to. But some people are like, really love him, or it's just like, I can't stand him.
Really?
I get that.
But I think he's kind of fun. There was one I watched. Oh, I think it was just last year, but it was, what was the one? It was like, was it Mr. Right or something like that, where he was,
Anna Kendrick.
What's that?
With him and Anna Kendrick.
Yes. Where he was like a hitman.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was kind of fun. I'd never heard of that one. Somebody's like, oh, you got to check that out. He's saying that he loves that film. What were some of Brian and Coco's favorite films of 2023?
You're looking through the A-list and see what we
Yeah,
watched.
I'll have to look at that and get back to you.
Yeah.
I'll go off the top of your head. Oh, Barbie for me, for sure. That was 2023, right?
Yeah, it was.
That was probably like my number one, to be honest, was Barbie. Yours too, right?
No.
I'm kidding.
I have not seen that one yet. I have not seen that one yet. And it's not like anything. Oh, you might hear my dog barking, so sorry. But
okay.
Nothing against it. I don't get out to the theater a lot, and so
Gotcha. Yeah.
So there's not a ton of movies I see in the theater, and then I know it's on Max now, so I probably could watch it sometime. But
yeah, for sure.
I like Strays a lot.
Strays.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Strays. We didn't see that
The
get a lot
talking
of
dog,
love.
the dog movie.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that on Max now?
It's on Prime, I think.
Okay, I was like, I saw one of the streaming services just got it.
It's on Prime for free to watch, but it's hilarious. I love that shit. It's so funny.
I'll have to check that out. But Gizmo saying, Allie, I bet we'll come back. You can still look at those. I'll just run through some of these chats real quick. Allie, I bet the films you'll see together include Rocky Horror Picture Show and Mean Girls. I know she likes her musicals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it only goes back to August.
Yeah,
that's correct. Gizmo. I have many fun ones on the agenda to show him. Allie, weren't you going to make him watch Past Lives with you? I thought that was the one.
Oh, I want to see that too.
Allie said, I've loved Sam since Charlie's Angels. I thought Past Lives was good. I don't know if it got hyped up quite a bit before I got to see it. And so sometimes that kind of hurts. Nothing was wrong with the film, but sometimes I think it gets built up in your head so much, people talking it up so much that I still really enjoyed it. So I think it's worth checking out, but I didn't quite go as high as what some people were saying with it. But it's a beautifully shot film though too. It's a beautiful film. Gizmo was saying, I recommend everyone to check out Anatomy of a Fall. Good courtroom drama with amazing acting. I'm not big on Oscar films, but this was great. I've heard a lot of people talking about that one. Allie's saying, Corey, I'm going to need a list of those people that don't like Sam Rockwell. Punch them out. I'll start rounding them up, Allie. And let you go after him. Gizmo saying, I bet you do. I also noticed that Anthony's not quiet when I started talking about romantic films for you to watch. Johnny was saying, I wonder if Sam Rockwell would sign a copy of Clown House. Ooh.
I think he would.
There you go. Anthony saying, Gizmo, I definitely want to check that out. Man, that's on my list. I think the Anatomy of a Fall. I've heard a lot of people are talking that out. I know it's up for Academy Award, so. All right, we're almost there. Sorry. Thanks for hanging with me. I know I'm going slow with it. All right. Well, Just run through. Not past lives, for the love of God, no. He's gonna find a way to get back at me with that one. So Gizmo saying, "Don't show him past lives, Allie, or do it if you want him to be a melancholy phase." Okay. He wants to be sad. Russell saying, "I'm live stream hopping 2 lives now." Oh, hey, thanks for jumping in here. And that's what I was going to say for anybody. I know there's always a lot of streams going on. So whatever time you spend with us tonight, or if you come back for a replay, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so I do that as well. So there's always a lot of them going on. I'm not making Anthony watch past lives with me. I only want him to watch things with me that he's interested in. Okay.
Aww.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Brian. We just watched his new room, like building his shelves and everything.
Yeah, I was commenting back with him on that too. And I'm sure you just recently did that with your background too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Well, we were watching it on our TV, and again, we didn't comment, but like I realized that I wasn't following him on IG, so I followed him. He followed me back, and I was meaning to reach out to him because we have the same shelves, and we made the rookie mistake of moving these built, and we had a big accident. With was it one or two?
It was two
of them. They just snapped in half because the way these are built, it really kind of sucks. They come together. It's like 2 separate pieces, and they come together in the middle, and there's just not a lot of support. But luckily, if he's still here, one thing that my dad actually did, he put L brackets to hold the 2 together. So like if we move again, when we move again, it'll be more secure. So yeah, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, and I actually looked at some of those exact ones. I know they're pretty popular. And yeah, when I commented on his, I was like, I don't have those exact ones, but when I did this one and a few other different shelves or things that we've had, I was like, it's amazing how much longer they take to put together than you think they're going to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
especially the first ones.
3. We have 6.
We have 6 in here.
Yeah, we have 6.
So there's 3 behind us, 1 in front over here, and then 2 on the right.
On the other side.
So any free room, or you got them all filled up?
The free room
on the bottom row, the whole bottom row, pretty much all the way around is
still free.
Okay, so you got some room to start filling them in.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to see how long it takes you to fill them in.
It won't take long with the Vinegar Syndrome subscription that we have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then the 2 spinners we need to get, that's for our catalog titles, the rest of our catalog titles, and then we're going to put all of our Disney on another spinner, which isn't going to fill it up. Or wait, are we only getting 1 more?
For now, one
more.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll need 3, but yeah.
No, like I said, I'm thinking about getting a twin for this one right back here to put next to it, but
it's always...
Go ahead.
With yours, did you put I know they were selling like additional Lazy Susans for the bottom part of it.
I did.
You did?
Yep. It was separate, but I'd seen somebody else commenting on that as well. And so I did buy a metal heavier duty Lazy Susan that I used for it. Mm-hmm. But you do have to do a little drilling because you have to drill some holes under the base, like to go up through it to attach the Lazy Susan to it. And then so it's not like super hard, but it adds some steps that won't be in the instructions where you have to kind of basically drill some access holes to be able to screw the Lazy Susan onto it. But
yeah, we were wondering about that. We just went with the one it came with, but we were like, should we
so just mark some holes on there with a marker or something like that and drill it through?
Yeah, I took the Lazy Susan and sat it in there and kind of centered it up and then drew the circles where I needed to have those access holes. So then you basically can screw that metal Lazy Susan down to the base, but then you have to take that whole thing and put it up to the bottom of the actual tower. And you got to have those access holes drilled through the base so you can go through that and then get that Lazy Susan attached to the tower.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But so not hard or anything, but you just basically set the Lazy Susan on top of it, kind of centered it up, and then just took a pencil and drew in where those bigger holes were that I would need to. Holes I need.
We used the plastic one that came with it. I mean, it works fine for now, but I feel like over time we'll transfer it to the metal one.
Yeah, I've heard some people say, "Oh, it's fine," and other people say, "Well, over time, it's not as it doesn't hold up to a lot of weight sometimes."
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did end up just going ahead and doing that. But
yeah, cool.
But right now, it's you said you do have one already going.
Yeah,
and it's working fine.
Yeah, it's working fine.
Yeah, so maybe you'll be fine. Who knows? I mean, I like that. You always could go back and redo it. You just have to take the movies off. But
yeah.
But Johnny was saying my wife was tired. Oh, my wife has tried for the last 20 years to get me to watch Grease. Still haven't seen it. Wow.
I just watched Grease for the first time last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah?
can't believe it either.
I still haven't seen Grease 2. And I know Allie loves Grease 2.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Allie's going to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Maybe her and Anthony and you two should have a watch along of Grease 2.
That was the plan. No, really.
There you go. Okay.
It was.
But she already showed Anthony Grease 2.
Well, he can watch it again with us.
He'll get even more appreciation out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Anthony was saying, if you don't watch this stream, then you're a big fat loser. This is the only stream to watch. Anthony, I appreciate the words of support there, but he's always funny. All right. Sorry, people. I'm not meaning to just jump through here, but wow. I love this, though. I skipped over Russell. He said, saw a cool film on a live stream watch party for Ready or Not first time and loved it. It's really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually only saw that one just probably last year. I picked it up on recommendation, but
the ending is very bizarre, but
I saw it late.
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. Mika was saying they love the IKEA Billy bookshelves. They're great.
They are great, but they kind of, I don't know, the movies kind of go too far in for me.
Oh, okay. Like harder to get them out, or
no, they're just a little bit too deep.
Okay.
You know, they're more like bookcases than movie cases.
I gotcha. Ryan was saying, I agree. They suck how they join together. The extra bracket idea is a good one.
Yeah.
I know my dad said it was a little tough, like getting the screws in because it's such a shallow shelf, but it's doable.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
definitely try that.
Sorry, I'm sipping away at my tea here. So.
Oh, you're good.
And he put that thing together, all of them together by himself.
I know. How did you do that by yourself? I was having to hold the back panel on while he was doing the hammering the nails in. Or no, it's not nails. It's the little tiny screws.
On the back panel, it's little nails.
Then we started using remember it's the little screws. Because in the old apartment, we started using the drill instead of the screwdriver, and I blew through the shelf like 3 times. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
That's the hard thing with some of those. It's easy to strip the screws out on them too.
Yeah, and when they tell you not to use a drill, then they mean not to use a drill.
Don't use a drill. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Well, I know a couple times with this tower thing too. I was like, hey, Tammy, will you come in and help me? Because there was like some times where it was just awkward with just one person, and just not that you couldn't do it, but it is nice to have an extra set of hands just to steady some stuff.
Going together like this, where you have to. We did that for each other, holding it while the other guy was kind of screwing it in.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, if you could luckily I'm tall, so I can get on top of that sucker.
Yeah.
I think I had to go get a chair or a little step stool. Or something.
I did too. I did too.
I'm not that tall. But Caveman saying busy at the moment, but I wanted to say hey to one of my favorite YouTube couples.
Aww.
Hit the like button.
What's up, Caveman?
Hey, Caveman.
Yep, I know they got a stream going on as well too. So if anybody's got a computer and you can open up an extra tab, you can throw that one on there too. Russell was saying you used to have a great collection, but become homeless and put in storage locker, became really sick in hospital and lost because no one to pay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I didn't hear that.
Well, hopefully you can start building it up again, as you go. Sometimes it's, I got rid of a lot of stuff, not because of circumstances like that. So not comparing it at all, Russell, but I got rid of a lot of stuff when I was went all in on streaming when that first started up. And now I look back and wish I wouldn't have got rid of a lot of DVDs and VHS tapes that I did. And I think sometimes you purchase a little different the second time around. Maybe you kind of curate a little bit more, or a little more selective of what you're buying. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
You don't find that to be the case?
DVDs.
Yeah, we're selective with DVDs. We only like to buy DVDs that don't have a Blu-ray or 4K.
out of print.
Yeah, I'll be like that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, saying what's up, you fine people.
Hey, Rob.
No, I'll do that too. I'll grab a DVD if it's the only way to get it.
Yeah, I'll be on my phone making sure it doesn't have a Blu-ray or something.
And no, usually off the top of your head.
Usually,
like,
yeah.
Does this have? I don't know how he does that. We'll go to like the thrift store, or the flea market, and he can just buzz through them all and know like what we need, what we don't. It's crazy.
I started using this movie app now where you can catalog everything that you have purchased.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
it will show if it's DVD or Blu-ray or 4K, and so that's kind of nice to. Not that I have that big of a collection, but there's sometimes where I'm just like, do I have that? And then if I do have it, do I have it on Blu-ray yet or 4K yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
That's nice.
It's nice to be able to do that, but Johnny was saying, glad I'm not the only big fat loser watching the stream, Gizmo, but saying hey to each other. Like I said, and sorry guys, but we'll oh, Ryan was saying he gave himself carpal tunnel doing those shelves.
I know. Oh my gosh, we had 2 screwdrivers going. We switched them up because our hands were getting it was bad.
I know when you can't use a power tool, it's just like seems so slow. It's like how does this work?
Caveman.
Yep.
I was saying hi to YouTuber of the month. All right, we're almost there. Don't give that, Rob. Soon Anthony will start talking about, next president, wanting to call him Czar of the U.S. Got the Mean Street Limited 4K on Blue. Oh, I'll see you there, Russell. You're getting some new nice ones to start get the collection going back again. I've heard a lot of good things about that.
I think I'm going to just get the Criterion 4K for Mean Streets.
What's that?
For Mean Streets, I'm just going to get the Criterion 4K.
Okay.
That one eventually.
I don't have. Yeah. No, I've never seen the movie before, so. I've heard good things.
Pretty good.
No power tools.
No power tools.
What's a Step Brothers reference? I love it.
That is not your toothbrush.
Just brushing my teeth.
Russell saying inside limited edition Blu-ray from Second Sight. Oh. They always have some cool ones coming out, but
I haven't seen that one. It's like French extreme horror.
Yeah, I have not seen it either. I've heard some crazy things about it.
We've got a little Second Sight section going.
Yeah. I might get inside, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for just get the standard release of it. I don't need the box for the box with the big fat book. I don't need that for every movie,
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that for High Tension. I've never seen it, but people were recommending that. But I was thinking about getting the standard.
Yeah, just get the standard. The same features are on it. You're just missing the book and the hard box.
I did get the box for It Follows.
Yeah.
From the Second Sight, but I think that's the only Second Sight I have right now. But.
I think I went standard for that one. We got the Witch. An old one we have is When a Stranger Calls. That was a good one.
Dawn of the Dead.
Nobody talked about the Ginger Snaps trilogy from Second Sight too much. Came out last year. That was really good. Box set.
I remember seeing that. I've only seen the first movie.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a very different take on the whole werewolf thing. But
yeah. Then we have the Changeling and we went with the standard Dawn of the Dead set, not the big one, but it's still a pretty big box. It has all the cuts of it on there, so.
No, that's cool.
Just missing the soundtrack CDs, I think.
No, I heard they do great work with all that. So,
yeah.
But I know we're into this a little bit, and I meant to do this right off the bat, and so I know we're going further into the show, but one thing I was before we can do it later too, but just so I didn't forget, do you want to throw out there where people can find you? Where you're at on the social media, the different platforms?
Yeah.
Well, Brian Goes Blue, YouTube, Instagram, Letterboxd is pretty much what I do. She's Coco Dutch or
DUCH on Instagram. And the Coco 2 is kind of just like a thing we do in our videos. It's kind of like a little catchphrase that's stuck, but it is just Brian Goes Blue on YouTube. So
I forgot to change the name on the thing.
Oh yeah,
on
just says Brian Goes Blue.
Whoops.
That's okay. Yeah, but we do our main thing for a while has just been out of the movie trip review blog, out of theater reaction videos. That's kind of been like our thing. But we recently got our new movie room set up, so we're gonna start doing some more like haul videos. We go to conventions, we go to theme parks, we kind of do all kinds of stuff on this channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever I want. And then we might even do a food review. Screw it, who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing a lot of people don't know about you is that
I watch a lot of food reviews on YouTube as well. They're fun to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've done that in some live streams though. Like Brian likes really, really hot stuff. Like he can eat the hottest thing and not even take a drink. Like it's insane. So we've done like a couple of little like challenges like that in some like old live streams we've done. We ate like Bertie Bott's every flavor bean, like the Harry Potter.
I did like
jelly beans.
There's a video I did the 1 chip challenge on. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're kind of all over the place, but we don't like to like put ourselves in a box. Obviously this is like what we do, the movies, and that's the community we're in, but we like
to do other things too.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's have fun with it, Like do what you want to do, and it's not a job, it's a something fun for you to enjoy yourselves. And it's like I've heard that too, where some people were like, well, you don't want to like go too far off the path, when you start. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to. There's a lot of people on here that are like, I'm not trying to make this my career, and I just want to have fun. I want to meet people. I want to talk about things I want to talk about. So yeah, who cares if you want to talk about food sometime? Talk about food.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, I want to get back to talking to you a little bit more if we have time, if it's still working out. But I figured we're into the stream for a little bit, and I didn't know if you want to jump into the movie you picked out for this week, and we talk about that for a little bit, and then definitely would like to chat some more after if you're up for it. But so anyway, so for this week, you picked out Griffin and Phoenix. And I had never heard of it. I know both of so we got Dermot Mulroney. I cannot say it.
Dermot Mulroney. It's a
Mulroney. Sorry. I'm great at screwing names up. And Sarah Paulson, is that right? Or Amanda Peet. Amanda Peet is the other one, but then Sarah Paulson was also in there too.
Yeah.
So recognize the names. I did not recognize the movie, and this is not a knock on the movie at all. But do you know, did this get a theatrical release, or was this on TV or streaming service?
I doubt it did. I probably went straight to DVD.
Okay,
2005 movie. I think it was 2005 or 2006.
Yeah,
but we were just looking through Tubi for a movie for the stream, really.
Yeah,
and we came across it, and we're like, we want to watch something that all three of us had never seen before. Yeah,
we didn't know about it at all. I saw Dermot Mulroney, and I was like, yes. I also love Amanda Peet, so.
Yeah.
So we figured something to tie in with the Valentine's time of the year. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got the romance going on with it. I didn't know exactly what I was getting into for it though at first. When you saw it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a romantic comedy one. And then I think you, Brian, I think you might have thrown out like a comment of like, grab your tissue box or something. And then I looked at it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, I think this is going to go a little different direction than what I was originally thinking it was.
Yeah,
but
started off pretty deep.
Yeah, sorry about that. I feel like I need to apologize because as we got deeper and deeper, I'm like, oh, I feel so bad now for picking this. Like, who does that?
Coco's like bawling her eyes out, crying mid-movie.
I almost messaged you halfway through, and I'm like, I was gonna say we're halfway through, and I'm already crying, like, and then I just didn't stop.
No, this was my wife was watching it with me too, and this is her type of movie. So if she was like, she was all in for it.
She appreciated it. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's sometimes I always joke about her and my daughter. It's like, if you don't cry in the movie, you almost don't like it. It's like, right? Or they'll both be crying. And I'm like, why are you still watching this? Because it's so good, and they got the tears coming down. And I'm like, wow, you know what you're getting into. But so no, anyway, it was kind of funny, but well, I can throw into I was gonna put my little spoiler banner up just so if we start going into anybody, maybe people won't be upset about this one, but getting something spoiled.
Yeah.
But anyway, like you said, it starts out pretty heavy right off the bat, and we were talking about the fishbowl. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen because he was just he's waiting around, poking at this dead fish floating in this aquarium, and I was like not sure what was going on. And so right off the bat, he goes in, meets with a doctor, and I'm like, oh, this is where we're going with all of this. Where I got the spoiler thing up here, but yeah, he's
dying of cancer.
Yeah, he's got like a lung cancer or like lesions or something in his lungs, and they're like, it's worse than we thought. You got like maybe a year. So, did you know this was the movie, or did you not know? How am I going to try to ask this? Did you know this is where this movie was going to go before you started watching it, or did that catch you off guard?
We watched a little bit of the trailer before on her phone.
Okay.
But I thought it was going to be later in the movie that came up. And I thought it was going to be Amanda Pete's character that had the cancer. She thought it was Dermot Mulroney, but
yeah. And this movie I thought was so unconventional because, well, conventional to an extent, but unconventional in the sense that it never starts off that way. Like all the Nicholas Sparks movie, you see that the romance blossoms, they get close, and then boom, somebody has cancer or some tragic thing happens, and they've already built this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That was kind of cool, and not cool, but it was interesting how it just jumped right in. And the fish was like big foreshadowing, like right off the bat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I agree with what you're saying there, Coco, with it's when I kind of figured it was going to go maybe the little bit darker route, I kind of thought the same thing too, where I was like, wow, we're finding out right off the bat. He's got the terminal illness, and yeah, you like you said, usually you get the whole love story, they fall in love, and then it's like the tragedy of that being found out. But so we got this right off the bat, and he's, I guess, then going into coming to grips with it. So like, what's he gonna do to figure this out? So he enrolls in a class at a local college, and it was basically, and I forget the name of it, but it was basically like the psychology of dealing with death and the whole process. And I guess, what did you think? So this is where we got our two lead characters finally meeting each other. So what do you think of the interaction, how they introduced them to each other? How did you think that all went? Did you like how they did that in the movie?
Yeah. He like interrupted the teacher a couple times, and then the instructor, and then he kind of went back a couple rows and sat in her row.
I thought it was like silly and cute, how their banter, how they were just like, like two kids in a classroom, like laughing and, trying to like not get in trouble kind of thing. I thought that was cool. Clearly they're not, I mean, anybody can be in college really. So I was kind of like, like what are they both doing in a college class though? That didn't really like makes much sense. I mean, for him it did because we knew why he was doing that, but for her it was like, okay, what's her deal? But yeah, I thought that was good how they introduced the characters together.
Yeah, I don't know if they were really told us their ages, but I feel like Dermot or Griffin's character was supposed to be probably in his 40s, and she looked like she was probably in her 30s or something.
I was a little confused at the beginning because even before they met in the classroom, like we know this is a love story between the two of them. So I was confused after the hospital when he pulled up and his two sons were playing basketball, in this big house. I'm thinking, wait, is he going home to a family? And then they're going to break up, and then he meets her. That's where I thought that was going, and then come to find out he's kind of, his wife must have got custody of the sons because she's like, you're supposed to call before you're supposed to call. And so that was sad too. He was like saying like, this poor guy, like he's just.
Yeah, I think that was where the point where he was trying to figure out what he was going to do with the last bit of his time. And he was like, okay, you end up kind of finding out that he wasted all this time with his kids. And that's probably like, he went and was like, hey, let's play basketball. And they're like, you never want to play basketball. You're always working. And so maybe that's what led to the divorce.
That's true.
If he was always working, he's never at home. And so you kind of get the idea. It's like he spent his whole life just grinding and working, neglected the relationships that he had around him. And now he's like, I know I only got maybe a year and I want to try to reconnect there. Doesn't go so well when he first pulls up there. And then you kind of get the, it shown to you where he's going to take the route of like, well, I'm going to have fun. I mean, I'm almost like I'm not going to care as much about work or following the rules or acting normal, and start going after just what's going to make me happy, at this point.
Yeah. Which then brings us to after the class ends and he like makes that bold move by telling her like, hey, I'm bold every 5 years, I think he says, and today's the day. So like basically like I'm not taking no for an answer, like have dinner with me. That was awesome.
So he gives her a place and a time, and
and
he's sitting there and she's in the restaurant across the street from him.
Kind of like scoping things out.
Yeah. He doesn't know the name of the place, but he has like an idea of where it is.
Yeah.
So she sees him across the way and then comes over and she's like, okay, now I'm going to stand up. She goes, sits down.
They have some fun banter back and forth where they're both kind of playing it cool and not wanting to, I don't know. They give each other crap. I love that. Yeah, it goes well with it. And I would say this, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I'll just say right off the bat, like I had fun watching the movie. I know it's not going to win any awards or anything, but I had fun watching it. And that's where I was asking about whether you thought it came out in theaters because, and believe me, I have movies I love that I will call cheesy, but it had some cheesiness to it where some of their banter or their back and forth, but I still had fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us too.
So, like I know maybe just not to go through like every little like step through the process of it, but she was very reluctant to kind of start a relationship, and I think he was kind of going down the route of oh, you've been hurt before and you hate men kind of a thing, but give me a chance. But what did you think of they start progressing into the relationship, start seeing each other a little bit more? I mean, they kind of cross paths a little bit here and there and are standoffish, but not to jump forward too far, but what do you think of the whole reveal? There's the fight. He's in the shower. She finds his books. He's been reading these books of like dealing with death and terminal illness and everything. So there's that whole confrontation.
Yeah,
she comes in.
Yeah, that was crazy. We looked at each other like, what the heck is going on? Because that performance of hers was pretty great. She was just like going nuts. And we're like, what is going on? And then he runs outside after her. And then they're both very heated. Actually, this is not funny, but like Brian was laughing when
whenever they're heated and
the guys are pulling them off of each other, and the one guy just decks Dermot Mulroney. He just punches him. I don't know. That was just like it was kind of like, oh my God, like this poor guy, he's going through it, and then he just gets punched in the face and knocked down.
Because he's like, get off her, freak, and he like walks him on the side of the head, and it's like, yeah.
And then, of course, it gets serious.
And then they get back together and still talking, and then the guys in the background that punched him, he's just standing there like listening to their conversation.
Yeah.
Actually, I made a joke at that time because those two guys were still standing there the whole time when the reveal is kind of coming out at that point. But I was sitting there and I'm like, I wonder if the dude's standing back there being like, I wonder if I'm going to get charges pressed against me, for punching this guy or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So it wasn't, because at first I thought she was getting angry because she found these books and was putting two and two together and figured out that he's dying, and she's angry with him because of that.
Yeah. How could you let me fall in love with you knowing that you're going to die, basically? Like, know when you're going to die. That's exactly what I thought. And I was like, oh, she's mad about that. And then boom, we get that reveal.
She ends up having,
I was like, oh my gosh,
having cancer herself.
Yeah.
So it turns out they're both dying.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So that was all of her time being so standoffish, saying she's not ready or in a place to have a relationship.
Yeah.
She was kind of guarding people from that running into it. He was not standoffish. He was pursuing her, but now we figured out both of them. And my first thing, I looked over at my wife and was like, So I know she was standoffish and was kind of turning him down for a little while before. So do you think he was horrible to try to start a relationship with her, knowing where he was at, what condition he was in, without saying anything to her?
It's funny that you say that, because when we watched it last night, I kind of thought, yes, like I feel like somebody should know that. But then I was just thinking about this as you were speaking, and I think that it says a lot about perspective of two different people. And I think that's pretty amazing that like his perspective was, okay, I'm gonna die in a year. I might as well just fall in love and do all the things I want to do, and you know what I mean, like just go for it. And then she's like really reserved and like, oh, I couldn't possibly fall in love. You know, it's not that she was thinking negatively. She was kind of being more of a realist, I think.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do think somebody deserves to know that. I mean, because that's huge.
Then he pushes her to be that way too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I was probably looking into it way too much, but I sat there and I don't know why I was like, wow, what would you honestly think about somebody like that? So if you fell in love with somebody, they pursued you, you were like standoffish, but they kept on pursuing. Right. And then you find out they already knew they had like a year left to live, and what you would truly think about that person, you know, for putting you in that spot.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's
the fact that she's dying too, makes it a different outcome with
oh, absolutely,
with the reveal, you know, of him dying, her knowing that him dying. So,
and I was so that caught me off guard, because like you said, I thought it was she figured out what was going on with him and was mad because kind of like, why could you make me fall in love with you, and you knew about this, but then we find out she's in basically the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that kind of puts them at peace, I guess, together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They end up kind of just like having a great time together and making the best of their life, what they have left of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of felt like through the whole thing is, and like I said, not trying to look into it too deep, but whether it's like saying not let tragedies or bad things in your life define who you are, like have your relationships, your friends, your loved ones that are around you define who you are, and not let those tragic events shape, you know, the outcome of it, of whether you are happy or sad or upset or not, or
Yeah.
But so then they start going through their list of like, what have you always wanted to do, you know, and like to go to do the things. But I guess that even happened before that reveal, because I was kind of wondering what was up when he wanted to go hop a freight train.
Yeah.
But you see her drop. What's that?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Running past the freight train and jumping on it, and she's just like left there.
Yeah, she never got on it, right? We didn't see her get on it.
Well, see, and that's where I started wondering. I was like, what's going on? Because I think you don't see it really well, but when they're running, I think she starts falling behind. And I think at one point she's kind of like out of breath and like really almost hunched over a little bit. And I don't know if that was like kind of foreshadowing that something's wrong with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good
point. I don't know why I was just thinking about this now too, but the other thing was they go to do he wants to do the parasail thing off that beach.
That was a funny.
They stuck with that a lot longer than I thought they were going.
I know, right? Yeah, that was happening for a while. And then he doesn't end up doing it. He's like, I think I'm more in the mood for a cheeseburger and a beer. And then like they leave.
So there's that interaction with the worker, you know, there going back and forth. So was that a welcome like little comedic spot in there for you, or were you like, why is this in here? Kind of
a little bit of both. Like I know we both laughed, and like you laughed, and he's like, I spent 20 minutes with you, man. Like he was that made us laugh, because like we like silly, stupid stuff like that. But yeah, it kind of felt like it was going on.
I couldn't find the last parasailers just somewhere in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of an awkward place for there to be like humor, but we appreciated it all the same.
They do have some swings there, because I think that's also the time where Griffin's telling Phoenix, they witnessed this other couple, that whole, like, you want to talk about that?
Very serious. Yeah. I totally forgot that was the moment when he was like, I want you to, do you think that it was, sorry, I'm jumping around. Do you think that it was because he knew that like he could easily die like parasailing because someone else was out there. Like, do you think that was why he decided to say that in that moment? I don't know why he chose. I don't know. That was a very strange moment for him to say that to her. But yeah, he ends up saying, I want you to promise me that if I go first, you're not going to come around. I don't want you at the hospital. Don't come to my grave. Like, none of, like, he was like dead serious, like made her promise. And she was like, I promise you. So
some of those things, they just caught me weird with it too, though. Or you can tell visibly she's upset by it. You know, she's crying and and he's just kind of he doesn't flinch.
Yeah.
He's not like, I know this bothers you, but you know, this is real. Even if he goes down that route, but it's just like, does not flinch. It's like, nope, I want you to promise me. And
yeah, that was kind of strange.
And then you go back to the comedic back and forth with the worker there. So I was just like, wow, this is really going back and forth with it. So.
And then there's that part whenever she gets in the altercation with the woman with the child.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty intense.
Yeah, that was.
Because what kind of mother are you and all this stuff, and she can have kids, but I can't, kind of deal. Like smashing the stroller.
Yeah. She the lady's like just yelling at the kid and like yanking at him, and and you just see that snap there where I know she's emotional and angry about everything that's going on with her, and that she wasn't able to have kids, and it's like, how could you be able to have a kid and I can't? Kind of.
Yeah, and then the passerby's just like, what a nut job.
Yeah.
But then the guy like gets up in his face and is like, you have no idea, just keep going, kind of a thing. But but I can see that. I mean, that when I look back at that kind of hit me a little bit too, because I know people in that situation too, where it's just like, that's tough when there's somebody, you know, that would be very loving and caring for a child and can't, and then there's other opposite situations that, and so, yeah, they throw some pretty dramatic swings into the movie every once in a while.
Sure.
And she got to show her acting there again too. You know, it's kind of like that shower upset scene, and then that she kind of lets it go. But
yeah, that was some pretty strong chemistry and some pretty strong performances.
For sure.
Yeah. So, were you taking bets who was going first in this movie?
No,
we weren't.
I mean, I guess I kind of thought to myself, like, who's it going to be? I don't know. I think I thought it was going to be him. Like, I thought that to myself. I didn't like say anything to you, but that's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, for a while there, until you see her start laying on the floor and everything, taking her pills and laying in the bathroom floor, getting out of bed and stuff like that. Before that, you just see him sick more than
clutching his
than
chest,
her, you know?
And
so I thought it would be him first.
Well, and I guess honestly, we don't officially see.
Yeah, we don't
see it too.
Yeah. So you never know. But she was the first one after all of that got seriously sick and had to go into the hospital, and kind of had that whole interaction of him going back on that whole promise of not seeing each other in the hospital. And I don't know. It's, you know, jumping towards the end of it, you know, they finally get over that, and where she's okay with him being at the hospital. What did you think of the end of the movie? How they wrapped it up? You know, his final.
I was a mess. I'm an open book. I'll be super vulnerable. I had him pause the movie. We had ordered pizza, so we were like eating our pizza. We paused it for a little bit to like grab food and a drink. And when he came back, he was getting ready to turn it back, and I was like, no, leave it paused. I just have to say something. And I kind of like, I knew this movie was going to have that impact on, I know it was super silly in parts.
Oh, that's all right.
Like the overall message was like, this is how you live your life when you know that you're going to die. And I turned to him and I was like, we know we're going to die. So like, why aren't we living our lives in this way? Why doesn't everyone live their life in this way? And obviously we all have to work. We have to, you know, take care of ourselves and our families and stuff. But it's like, it's just it kind of like, you know, brought me back to like, gosh, like, and he even said like, that's the purpose of the whole movie. But I was just I was a complete mess. Just, and then her saying that she loved Christmas and she loves presents. Like when she said that to him and he kind of looked at her a certain way, I had a feeling that there was going to be some grand, like, oh, I've got to like make Christmas for her because she's probably not going to make it to Christmas. So him pulling her out of the hospital, bringing her to the park with the jumper cables, you know, and then lights up this big tree with ornaments and presents all over. Like I just completely lost it.
And he made the comment of having the hot cocoa, and she, you know, it made that earlier about having the hot cocoa. But no, I was waiting for that too. I think I was like kind of glancing over at my wife. I was just like, like, oh, this is the. But I got to say too, I'm not too proud to say like I wasn't crying, but I got a little choked up where I'm just like, you know, that would be a hard. That'd be a hard spot. And then just let's make, you know, he was talking about that when they were in the hospital. It's like, even the bad moments, we can make them part of the good moments if we are together, you know, and
I think that's where I started to lose it. And he said he held back a little bit, but he was like, you know, visibly upset as well. But I think that's where it really started, was like when he was that speech where they were laying in the hospital bed together. And it was just like, it crushes you. Yeah. Especially if you're, you know, in a relationship or in love and you know how that feels to have somebody, and just to know that would be ending is just like soul crushing.
Yeah. But then both of them in that situation, like you said earlier about how you're living your life, I think both of them, we kind of got through the movie, were workaholics, and that's just kind of what they did. And they grinded it out and they neglected people around them. And it took these terminal illnesses for them to realize that's not the way to live our life. And, you know, this short amount of time that we still have left, let's live it the way we know would make us the happiest.
Right.
But so I can probably take my banner off here now. We've already pretty much done the whole spoiler thing with it, but overall, what did you think of the movie?
We enjoyed it a lot. She gave it a pretty high rating. I think I gave it like 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. Because I mean, I'm pretty generous with letterbox ratings and stuff like that. But I enjoy that type of thing. We like the actors in it. I don't know, it was good.
I knew that I would love it just because I'm on like a Dermot Mulroney kick. I've always loved him. I first saw him in, I think my first seeing him was in My Best Friend's Wedding. Probably for you, it was Career Opportunities. But we actually got to meet him last year. And it was just like, we have his autograph. He was just the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. So he came out from around the table. He was just standing there talking. He took a lot of time to talk to us.
Yeah, he was talking to us for about 10,
it was cool
15 minutes.
Like he was talking to me about My Best Friend's Wedding and kind of giving me some behind the scenes. Like he was like texting with Julia Roberts and he was telling me about that. And then he's talking to Brian about some obscure movies.
He was talking, obscure movies that he did, and then how it was cool that he knew that I told him that I had some of his like movies on Kino, Blu-rays and stuff. And he even talked about doing the interview for the Career Opportunities and the Jennifer Connelly box set from Imprint. So that was pretty cool. That was cool that he did, because he did an interview that's exclusive to that box set. So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I think that's kind of what drew us into like seeing that he was in this movie. I mean, like we love Amanda Peet too, but seeing that he was in it, I was like, this is another Dermot Mulroney movie to like check off the list, you know? And then I was pleasantly surprised with the performance and just like the role that he played in this. I think it was like a super vulnerable character for him to do. So I liked it a lot.
He's pretty short in person too.
Yeah. Well, compared to you, definitely.
Probably everybody's a little bit short compared to you. Up next to him.
Yeah.
But he's doing the horror convention circuit because of Scream 6. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how cool is that to meet somebody in person like that and they have them actually be like just a cool, down to earth person? You know? I always hear those, not saying he's your hero, but like, it's like they say, they caution people, you never want to meet your heroes because they don't ever turn out to be as good. So not saying he's a hero, but like when you meet somebody like, oh, I always like his characters on screen, I think he'd be a cool person to meet. And I've heard so many bad stories of like it being the opposite, like they're very standoffish or short or, but how cool is that to get to finally meet them and they're just like, yeah, let's hang out and talk for a little bit. And
definitely.
They appreciate your time coming there and that you're a fan and
Right.
You're the ones that are buying the tickets or buying the DVDs or Blu-rays of these movies and watching them. So, well, cool. Was that like a convention or what was it?
It was a Spookala convention.
Okay, cool.
Like a little horror one.
So I'm trying to figure out something to go to this year. So I was looking at I'm not big into New Year's resolutions, but like, you can call it a resolution, but things I wanted to do for the year. And like one of them was, I was going to try to track down a convention or a movie festival or something. I've never done something like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to try to hit something this year, but do you go to a lot of them?
Just a couple that are in our area.
Yeah. We go like a few times a year. So it feels like we're always going to one at this point now. But before Brian, I had never been to one. I knew when I thought of convention, I thought of like MegaCon or, like the big ones. And I thought, oh, it's just people dressing up and anime. And like, I'm not really into that, but he opened my eyes to this whole world of like, we specifically just go to the horror conventions, but the celebrities that we've met and seen and listened to them talk in panels and the people we've made friends, like lifelong friends going to these things. And
they'll be like partying by the poolside during like the Saturday night hangouts and stuff. And it's just cool.
And the things we've bought, there's so many like local vendors, just like small shops and stuff where we've bought like really cool things. It's like one of the coolest things I think that we do.
Especially if you stay at the hotel that the convention's at. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and then you got everybody there for the same reason too. And so you can, like you said, you run it. So I'm assuming like when you say like running it, making new friends and everything, it's like other people that are coming there to visit it as well. And so it's kind of like this even where you're getting to run into people with similar interests and you get to talk about it. It's kind of fun to be able to do
like
that.
Last time I checked into the hotel and I was like just standing there and right next to me, Scott Taylor Compton just comes right next to me. I'm not like the biggest fan of her or anything, but it's just cool because the random celebrity just standing right next to me.
You're just like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, who was it that we saw at the bar? Kane Hodder. He was just leaning on the
Kane
bar,
Hodder
just having a drink.
Cocktail,
like, that happens a lot, and it kind of. Oh, and Damian Leone, the
Terrifier director.
Yeah, we were in the elevator with him a few times. It kind of like desensitizes you a bit. There's still certain ones where we're like, oh my god.
Alex Benson's always at these FloridaCons.
Yeah.
So he's always there. The guy from Chucky 1 and 2.
Okay.
You just kind of have to like find your niche. Like if you're into horror, that's really good to go to. But even if you're not, like you can still go and have a good time,
See, I think I would love to go to a horror one. I enjoy horror movies, but I'm not going to say like I'm like that's my main thing, but I enjoy them. But the fans that I've met, even just through YouTube, that are horror fans, are some of the most passionate and most excited about the genre that they're into. Right. It's fun to talk to them. So I think a horror convention would actually be fun to.
Yeah. I think people get like scared. They kind of get scared off and they think that like horror fans are like the worst kind of people. They're the nicest people. They're the most gracious and kind people you'd ever want to meet. I mean, it's just, it's really awesome. I love it.
So at the conventions, is there a big thing? Do you, like when you said you have met some of the celebrities, are you big into getting autographs or photos, or do you just do like a meet and greet type of thing? Or
I mean, we'll usually get a few autographs per convention.
Yeah, we've kind of got more into that the last few ones.
Probably like 3 or 4 being our max. Nothing crazy because they are expensive.
Yeah.
But we like to do, if they have like an option to do like a combo, which is the photo with the celebrity and the autograph, we'll go that route. But not if it's like double the price. If an autograph's $50 and they're charging $100 for the selfie and the autograph, we're not doing that. We'll take the autograph, or we'll just say goodbye. We'll just pass them all together.
Yeah, we don't do the photo op. We've never done that.
Yeah, we haven't done the official photo ops where they give you like the 8x10 print and all that stuff of you with the celebrity. I feel like just the phone photos are fine with us.
And our favorite thing to do, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Our favorite thing to do, this was always Brian's favorite thing to do, and he kind of like got me really into it. Like, you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to do. Like, if you want to go and buy a bunch of things and meet vendors and mingle like that, there's people that just do that all day. Or there are some people that prefer to like wait in the long lines, like for example, to meet Robert Englund and get a photo op with their cosplay. For us, we really like to do the Q&As because that's included with your ticket. You get to sit in there and the stories you hear. And we have little clips of like different actors talking, stories and just answering. And you can get up there and ask them any question you want. So
the last time we went there, Kiefer Sutherland was there talking. We met Lou Diamond Phillips. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. Just hearing their stories and everything.
Yep.
I could see really liking that. That's like diving into the special features, on some movie where you got the behind the scenes or the commentaries that you can listen into.
Right.
But
and unless they're like under contract to not say something, they're usually pretty loose,
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard some people ran into some issues with when the strikes were going on and things, but I could see where, if they're loose to just talk about whatever they want to, it'd be a lot more fun. So out of curiosity then, so say you go to one of these and it's got name whatever actor or director, your number one that you'd want to meet. You don't have to name the person, but just think of like, this is one actor or one director that I've always wanted to meet. It's your top one. And you win a sweepstakes and you can either sit down and have a half-hour hangout talk with them, just the three of you, or have them like autograph a few of your items. What would you pick between those?
We picked the hangout session.
Hangout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just curious.
And for the autographs, we're really fine with just getting like one of the pictures they have at their table, whatever autographed. I don't really care about having like a Blu-ray signed by them or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not big into having physical media signed for some reason. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Just not my cup of tea, I guess.
Well, that's where I was curious because I know some people that almost I've met that, and I'm not saying good or bad. Everybody likes different things, but I've seen some where they'd be like, no, I have this one item or this one poster. I take their autograph on that any day over sitting down for a half hour and talking with them. But it's just, I was just kind of curious which way you would go with that.
I find myself like thinking like a lot of our inside jokes. It's so funny because like a lot of the things that we like reflect back on are like things that happened that we heard like in a panel. For example, like rest in peace, Tom Sizemore. He was probably one of our favorite to listen to. And we had him on film, like on our channel. We have the video up from our Spooky Empire vlog, but he was just the funniest, most raw, like in your face, blunt. And like, we still quote things that he said that day. And I'm so glad we have that footage now because he's no longer with us.
Yeah. When he went onto the stage first, he tripped and fell
and did like a roll, like made it funny.
He's wearing like almost like house slippers on stage.
He was trying to light up a cigarette. And pardon my French, but somebody said something about, The Relic, the movie The Relic. And he's like, that's a shitty fucking movie, bro. He just like
just letting him know.
He's talking about how terrible it was to work with the director for that.
It's just funny.
It is funny.
Well, it's fun to get that behind the scenes stuff, like you said.
And then like a year later, he passed away. So.
Well, yeah, that is cool that you were able to have that opportunity to meet up with them and stuff. So, do you have a favorite? Have you gone to any convention more than once? It's like, I return to this one, or are you hitting different ones? Or?
Oh yeah.
Our favorite one is called Spooky Empire, and it seems like more of like a family when we go there because there's this guy named Petey who puts it on.
Yep.
And he's just this like short little dude with the long beard. You wouldn't even know that he was putting on the convention as he's walking by, but he does the show and he does this whole like DJ. He does a whole party on Saturday nights when he's like DJ at the party and he'll dance and stuff and play his certain songs that he likes to play a lot. Yeah. And there's always like a pool party if the resort or whatever he stays at has a pool. There'll be like a big old party out there and everybody's just dressing in cosplay. You'll see like Jason in the pool with the machete and stuff. And, like it's just a lot of fun.
That one's in Orlando, so it's like super close to like Universal Studios. It's usually like right around the corner. So they hold it there at the hotel, and they switch it up, but they usually bounce between like the Hyatt and the Wyndham. But there's two every year. So there's one in May. They used to call that one Mayhem. Yeah. That's kind of like a smaller, like more intimate Spooky Empire. And then in October, that's like the big one where they usually go to the Hyatt Regency, and you'll see like a lot of people. And if you look it up, I mean, there's probably a lot of people that have put up videos of it. But that one we go to twice a year. That's our favorite. And then more recently, we discovered Spookala, which is based out of Ocala, Florida. This past year, they brought it actually to where we are in Tampa.
So that's really close. It's like 20 minutes away.
Okay. That one kind of is growing on us. It's a newer convention. It hasn't been out as long, but they get a lot of big name celebrities there.
Okay. Yeah, really big names.
And a lot more. Like, this is kind of funny too. One of the last ones we went, or a couple of Spookalas ago, we saw Corey Feldman in concert, which is cool to be able to say you did. It's not like the best concert you're ever going to see in your life, but it is a fun time. So really cool to be able to say we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard some funny things about some of his.
Oh yeah.
I think it was oh gosh, was it Garrett?
Justin. That video. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying.
No.
I knew
Garrett had a whole video too. I think. But Justin had the recent one.
Garrett's a huge fan. Yeah, but Justin had that funny video about just how those concerts have been going.
I was gonna say,
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny just to witness some of that. But
it's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
I was just looking at. I know I'll just skip through here a little bit, but I was looking at the chat. Allie was saying, "Coco, we need to get you on Letterboxd."
I need to backlog some stuff. I haven't put up anything since like October.
Yeah, well,
I've been so behind on that.
And everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even do that.
So I've only last year, January, I got it for the first time, and I pretty much just started. All I was doing was keeping track of the movies I've watched. Just logging them. So this year I'm trying to rate them more. I haven't really been big on the star ratings, and so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see. So I'm trying to get into that a little bit more. I've been pretty basic like most of my life, of where it's just kind of like a thumbs up, thumbs down, or it was okay.
I'm the same way, or I was.
So do you usually assign ratings in your, if you're not doing Letterboxd, do you keep track of it at all, or when you get done watching the movie?
You usually just refer to my Letterboxd for movies that we watched.
I usually do.
We watch pretty much everything together.
Yeah, and then in our movie trip review vlogs, we'll say what we give it. And I'm going to be completely honest, I hated doing that at first. Probably if you go back to the first couple ones we did, I was always I don't know. I never liked having, and this is going to sound silly, but I never liked having such a strong opinion on a rating to give a movie, or committing to what I wanted it to be. So it was hard for me at first, but then I kind of got in the groove of and the more movies we saw, I could compare I definitely like this more than that. So this gets a 4 instead of a 3.
Yeah.
Things like that. And like he said, we're both very generous when it comes to our ratings, because we're easily entertained, I think.
Sometimes we'll have that out of theater movie high. We'll rate it a little bit higher than we would a couple of days later.
Yeah, or opposite. We'll think we don't really like this, and then I'm like, I love that actually.
Yeah.
So
oh gosh, what movie was that? I totally understand what you're saying, because I had one where, and sometimes it's just if you're in the right mood for the right movie and it just hits you, hard. I can't remember which one it was, but I was watching it, and I think I probably was in more of a reflective emotional mood, and it was an emotional movie, and it just hit, and I got done, and I'm like, that's 4 or 5 stars, and then I was a couple days later, I'm like, well, it was good, but I don't know if I was that good,
right?
It just hit you at the right time, like you said, the after movie high,
Yeah.
So that's where I love. I see a lot of your videos when you're doing the out of theater reactions, and you're going out watching the movies and then talking about them after. So you said you get out to the theaters quite a bit then?
Yeah, we have.
I earlier when Anthony asked what our favorite movies were in 2023, I went back in our A-list app, and I was counting actually when you were running through the chat, and I think in 2023 we saw 55 to 60 movies
in the theater.
Yeah.
In the theater.
Awesome. So you have one of those monthly passes?
Yeah.
It's $22 a month. I mean, we can't really do it.
Yeah, and you can see up to 3 movies a week. We don't. I mean, I think before me, he was really taking advantage of that. Now, we'll at least see if it's on a good week. We'll see at least 1, maybe 2 movies. But I don't know. I feel like we kind of might skip a week.
We usually end up seeing 3 movies a month.
Yeah.
At minimum. So
well, heck, if you just get 2 movies in, you're already
exactly
good.
And the fact that Dolby
yes.
Dolby Cinema is included and IMAX is included as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like $18 tickets on their own. So
yeah, so 2 movies in a month and you're already ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let alone if you get 4, 5, 6 in.
Right.
And then we go to this other old school AMC theater like in the area. We don't go to that one, but every year we pick up a popcorn bucket because they sell them there.
Oh,
These
yeah.
are fillable popcorn buckets. They're like $20, and then you get $5 refills every time you go.
Yeah.
So anytime we go, it comes with a lid. So if we see like 2 movies in 1 week, we'll save the popcorn from the last visit.
Oh, sure.
And then leave the lid on there.
They don't care.
They don't care.
No.
Well, it saves a lot of money that way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then we sneak in our own candy. So
who doesn't?
Who doesn't do that?
I've never done that before. No, just kidding. No, I wish we had something like that around here. The theater chain that we have around me now, the AMC closed down. Yeah. So they had one, so I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But it's Marcus Theaters are the ones that are around us. They have a pass like that in certain states, but I hate it. I keep on getting, they don't have it in Iowa yet, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I hate it because in their app, I get these little like these push notifications like you should sign up for the pass, and they're like doing special deals for it, and I'm like okay, and then they're like, oh, it's not available in Iowa. I'm like, why are you sending this to me?
No.
Getting my hopes up.
Yeah,
because I totally, like you said, it'd be so easy to get 2 movies in a month, and you're already cheaper. But so then after that, even if you got like 1 a week, that'd be really ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's something to look forward to, like we're both full timers. So to know that we have like a movie to look forward to, like he'll usually reserve it because he can reserve for both of us well in advance. So he'll do that. And then we have that to look forward to, and then we're getting out of the house, kind of like making a little date night out of it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do our video. And that kind of runs like smooth for us. Like that's like clockwork now. Like we just, it works for us so easy. At first it was kind of rough doing those videos. Like it took a lot of time for us to, I don't want to say perfect because nothing's perfect, but for us to kind of get in like a good flow together, and just having fun with it. He's always said, I mean, we both have said, like, if it becomes work or it's not fun anymore, like we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So.
No, absolutely. I still got to get over like sitting there talking to my phone. I don't know. I still feel odd doing it. Just doing videos, and I don't know. I think it's one of those things that or at least me, it's like most people, it's like your own worst critic,
Oh,
so,
for sure.
People will pass by us in the car, and sometimes they'll look or whatever, but for the most part, they just keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see them anymore. I know sometimes you're like, oh, there's somebody, or we'll just make a joke out of it and be like, oh, somebody's right there, but it's just.
Oh, they want to say hi real quick.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So you see a lot of movies together out in the theater. So is it, I know obviously you see a ton there. Did you watch, you got all the collection behind you too. You still find time to watch the movies at home then too?
Yeah, we try to find time. It's hard sometimes.
Right.
Some weeks we only get like maybe 1 movie in, but yeah, we try. I try to watch a movie. Like I want to watch a movie every day, but it doesn't really work out that way. So
well, on your days off too.
On my days off, I'll watch a couple movies.
I'll watch a few. Well, because I work from home, so I'm just like in the other room working, and he's just like pounding out like 3 movies or something. Well, if you're lucky, usually it's like 1
if
or
I'm
2.
gearing up for a Gizmo stream or something with the Rotten collection.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we end up watching probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 movies a week tops.
Mm-hmm.
No, home or total with your theater?
Total with
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's still quite a few to me. I mean, but I know a lot of people that say they hit the 1 movie a day, and I think that's awesome. I just there's some days even when you either don't have time, or even there's sometimes when you do have time, but just you get home and sometimes it's like I just don't have the brain function right now to sit and watch a movie. Or
we definitely buy more than we watch, but
for sure.
But it's nice having the library of what to choose from,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And we're really big on shows too. So like we'll get into a show, and whether it's like something, because we collect a lot of TV shows too. Whether it's something we just want to jump back into or like a new show on streaming, like we'll get into that, and then that's what we're watching at home. Like more recently, we got into the new Ted series,
that was hilarious.
We loved it.
Is it?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I saw commercials for it, or ads or whatever, but I have not watched that yet.
It's as good as the movies, if not better.
Yeah.
So a good laugh.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. It's easily, you can be easily offended there too. I mean, there's a lot of offensive jokes and stuff. There's some racism there. There's so be on if you're easily offended, don't watch it. But
it's good to have something like that, lighthearted. Just there's some of those days that's what you need. You just I need some stupid, silly fun and just have a couple laughs with it. But
yeah. Definitely.
I was just going back here, Del. I think this is probably from quite a while ago, but he was saying he's never heard of that movie or the movie that we watched tonight. Probably.
I'm curious to see how many.
I don't think a lot of people have.
Sorry,
I talked about this movie. They had not heard of it.
We don't have that many comments to go through. That's not too bad.
I'm jumping back in here a little bit, but Holland was saying not sure this is a great Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah.
Depends who you ask. Like I said,
I thought it was good. It was romantic,
Yeah.
It's a tearjerker.
For sure.
Tugs at the heartstrings a little bit, but I tell you, I'm not saying this in a bad way or anything like that. It's not mean or like, but I think my wife and my daughter, if they love the movies that make them cry, so this is like up their alley.
Oh yeah.
We like these kind of movies. I don't think we're really big in, at least for me, I'm not really big into the Hallmark movies too much. I know you like them
around Christmas.
Time, but I'm just not. I'd rather watch more like a standard romantic comedy than the cookie cutter Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
No offense.
But I'm the same way. I said to him, I was like, oh, this movie's when we picked it, I was like, this movie's gonna make me cry. Like and I told him that day, I was like, I'm so excited to watch this movie tonight. And I knew I was gonna cry, but I also loved that. So
I know. Like I said, I've walked into the room a couple times before and both of them are bawling watching the movie, and I'm like, why are you still watching this? And they're just like,
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm like, I think I have said that so many times. I'm like, are you okay? It's like, oh, it's just a sad movie. And I'm like, do you want to shut it off? Like, no, it's a good one.
Yeah, we're so weird. I can watch a movie like that and so she can cheat, and then we'll watch like My Bloody Valentine next or something.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe it's not that different, like they like that makes them cry. And then sometimes like some people's like, I just love horror movies because it scares me and it gets me on the edge of my seat. So it's just giving you that emotion, that feeling. And I don't know. It's kind of funny, but, Brian Gizmo is saying, he's just got to say he sold 11 releases from his Vinegar Syndrome today and made almost back his subscription now for the year.
Yeah, he sells his a lot more. He gets more profit in Norway because they're more rare in that region where he lives.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. So. Holland, how could you do that, Gizmo? I know, I'll burn it. Hell, Holland. Yeah, well, maybe not for that, Gizmo. But he'll be in hell walking the dog for eternity. But. Jeff is saying, good evening, everyone. We'll have to catch a replay on my live myself. Yep.
What's up, John? John Doe Juggalo?
Yeah, thanks for jumping in. I know they had one going on. Like I said, there's so many of them. I was like, if I wasn't doing one tonight, I'd have jumped in there and seen them. But it's just, there's always something going on. And I decided I was going to add to the busyness of all of it. But, Gizmo said, well, and how they would say it's okay to watch crazy films and do streams. In heaven, you'll be stuck in church. Okay.
Yeah.
I said, heaven is shark movies, no movies in hell. Okay. They could go back and forth. We'll see what I'll have to see here. Gizmo saying I must leave you guys. Have a good stream. We'll check out Deadly Circuit from 83. Anything with
Don't know who that is.
I don't either. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I know I'll destroy it. Saying good night. Ali's saying conventions are a lot of fun. My best experiences were meeting Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Norman Reedus, Ethan Embry, and Theo Rossi.
Nice.
I'd love to meet Ethan Embry. He's a fun actor.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I'm horrible. I am bad with names and stuff. Who's Ethan Embry?
He's the guy from Empire Records and the kid from Dutch.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, okay.
The main guy that like confesses his love to Jennifer Love Hewitt and can't hardly wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, mostly side characters and stuff in movies. But I like his, I'm a big fan of like what do they call them? What like the side character actors? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Side piece.
Side piece. There's a name for it.
Supporting actor.
Yes, like supporting actor, I guess.
Character.
Yeah. Character actor. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So.
I like Christopher McDonald a lot. You know, Shooter McGavin guy. He's in a lot of fun stuff. I like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Cole's a great one. He's in a lot of stuff. Like you know, the guy from Office Space, Lumbergh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in a ton of stuff. There's just people like that you don't think that are in just like everything that.
They pop up everywhere, but they're not the main.
They're not main leads a lot.
I'm trying to think of like where the closest, like, I don't know, like where would be the closest that you'd be willing to travel to go to, like a big convention to meet a celebrity you wanted to meet, or I mean, you're into movies and music, so where would you potentially travel to if you like went to your first convention?
I need to really look at that. I don't mind driving. I've done some pretty long road trips. Flying, it would really just depend on tickets. It seems like ever since the pandemic, flights I used to be able to find like cheap deals all the time before that. It just doesn't seem like they pop up very much anymore. So that would probably play a factor in it too, because you figure the cost of getting into the convention, and like you said, if you get a couple autographs, you know, and buy a couple things, got a bit of money there. So I'm willing to travel pretty far. So I'd be open to, it would just depend on what time of year it is and how I could get there, you know. I don't mind multiple days of driving either. It just depends on that time of year, if that would work out, be feasible for me.
Yeah.
There's got to be something, you know, closer to Iowa.
Yeah, I just need to get away from Iowa because it seems like they have some things in Iowa, I think, but they're pretty small. But I mean, there's like around me, not bad drives is like Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Kansas City. I'd figure they'd have to have some things going on. But then even if I go a little bit further, it's not, to me, not a bad drive to hit like even, I don't know, like Nashville or Detroit area or even like we've done trips down to Dallas, Texas, you know, and so I guess a 12-hour drive is not too daunting for me.
No.
So I actually like driving, so I throw on music and just kind of go. So.
Road trip it. Yeah, I guess we're kind of like in our Florida bubble. We haven't really like ventured out to go to any other conventions, but I think we'd be willing to. You know, if it was somebody we really wanted to see or meet, you know.
I know Atlanta has a lot of stuff in Georgia.
Yeah, that would be a good start for us to
That wouldn't be too bad for you, would it?
No, not at all. We've done that drive. He has family in Georgia, so
8 hours or so, 9 hours.
Yeah. Oh, that's not too bad. No. So, I'll have to see. I need to start looking some of them up, but
yeah.
Miko's saying I try to do a film a day, but it's tough with work. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
The whole adulting thing gets in the way.
Yeah.
No, I got to find one. I wish there was, and maybe there is, and I just don't know it. If there's some type of like website or directory where you can go through and like these are the top horror conventions this year, or, you know, just kind of like be able to go through and just look at states or cities and see which ones would work out or not.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. If anybody knows that in the chat, throw it in. If there's a good place to look up movie conventions or like horror conventions, I'd be interested because there's probably some really cool ones I just don't know anything about. And
we had one like last year that was just based on sharks, like a shark convention.
SharkCon, yeah. And who was
Leah Thompson was there.
Yeah. So random.
For Jaws 3 of all movies, like she's barely in it.
Hey.
Yeah, but that's a good opportunity to meet her because the whole Back to the Future cast was at MegaCon Orlando, and the lines were just like, we just watched somebody's video of that, and it was like a lot harder to meet them. So
yeah, if you get somebody like big like that in a smaller place like SharkCon,
and didn't they have to pay to see that panel? They had to like get a special wristband.
It was like $150 to just go into the Q&A for the
and we watched the whole video of it on YouTube, so
for free.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice when you said there's quite a few that you've gone to though, where it's just included in the price.
Most of the time it's included. Yeah.
But maybe it's just such a high demand one where they're like, we can make some money on it.
Michael J. Fox probably doesn't do too many cons or anything.
Yeah.
So.
And to have all of them together too, if they were all together.
Right.
I saw Christopher Lloyd at one of the spooky conventions last like 3 or 4 years ago. But he was solo then though. He was just by himself. Most of the people were there talking about Addams Family because it was a horror convention. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I guess another thing we didn't mention about the conventions we go to is that they also do film festivals. Like people like submit their films. We haven't really dove into that because there's so much other stuff to do. But they have film festivals at the Spooky Empire, and also they have like a huge tattoo like people go and actually get tattoos done over the weekend, and then they have like a big contest at the end. So
and they also have a nice costume contest on Sundays usually too. Yeah, those are fun to see.
Yeah, we do that too for kids and the adults, and people will go in and make their own costumes, and it's like the coolest thing because you see how much work these people put into it. So I think there's something for everybody, honestly.
Yep.
No, I'll have to look into find something here. But
yeah.
Holland was saying he refrained from commenting spoilers so Anthony can enjoy it later. Probably the movie that we watched. Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see that being right up his alley. So.
Oh yeah.
Hey Dirk.
Hey Dirk.
What's up, Dirk?
What's happened, y'all? Thanks for jumping in, man.
Recent nominee for Horror YouTuber of the Month.
Yeah, we were just talking about Anthony's alter ego gave him a nomination, so no, that's cool to see. No, definitely. I was chatting with him just a little bit about it on one of his videos, and I was like, congratulations, that's cool. But I like the whole idea, the concept that they got this rolling where it helps shed some light on some channels that you might just, the algorithm doesn't suggest to you, but you might end up loving them, but you just, it's hard to run across some people, sometimes. And
definitely
shines the spotlight a little bit where you get some new people watching your channel and you can figure out if that's somebody you want to follow or not. So
yeah. You definitely get into the flow of like watching the same people. It's hard to watch everybody. We try to really like branch out and watch multiple channels, but it's hard to watch everybody.
Oh yeah. No, there's a lot of people I try to at least watch stuff and then try to comment once in a while. But like you said, sometimes you're watching it where it's not easy, like on TV or something or I'll watch multiple videos in a row when I'm like working or listen to them or, but then it's hard to to remember to go back and comment when I can. But I don't know. I try to do that as much as I can, but there's only so many hours a day. And then, like we said, we like watching movies once in a while too. Right?
Yeah.
Allie was saying Christopher McDonald is great. I love him in Grease too.
He's in Grease too? Oh, we definitely got to get this going.
Nice.
I want to see it. I can see a couple's watch along. You guys, you need to do that.
Yeah, we do. We do.
We got the Steelbook, the trilogy.
We got to do it.
That's funny. Anthony's probably like, "Shut up, Corey." No, I'm just kidding. I know he's already seen it. Anthony was saying Ethan Embry is also in Vacancy and Devil's Candy.
Yeah.
I've not seen either one of those.
I forgot he was in Vacancy. I haven't seen that in forever, but Devil's Candy is a good one.
I've not seen either of those. Allie's agreeing with those two movies. Ethan was so generous with those sparklers in Vacancy. I guess I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know what that's about, but I'm assuming it's funny.
Either funny or horrific.
Yeah, right. And maybe both, if you like that kind of thing. So, Anthony, did you take care of that thing the other day? Oh. Maybe you guys should take this offline. No, just kidding. about to everybody. Allie was saying, I'd love to meet Leah Thompson. In addition to expressing my love for Back to the Future, I would have to tell her how much I love her daughter, Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to get a Howard the Duck print signed.
There you go.
That's one of my favorite movies of hers.
Yeah.
It's
I always forget that she's in that.
It's kind of like a childhood staple of mine. I used to watch it all the time when I was like 3 years old.
Oh, really?
It was always that and Harry and the Hendersons and Indiana
old.
Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's quite a mix for. I have not seen that movie for like literally decades. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
3 years old. Look at duck boobs.
Yeah, I was at least 5 before I saw it.
I didn't know he was pulling the little duck condoms out of his wallet. I didn't know.
Yeah.
They're lollipops.
Okay, but it is funny to go back to some movies that you saw as a kid and then you watch them again and you're like,
Yep.
that flew all over my head. I did not catch any of that. Well, of course you wouldn't, at the age or whatever, but then you watch that and I'm like, I can't believe I was watching that at that age.
Especially the Disney movies, because you're like, they really got away with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 80s Disney was like dark and had a lot of like adult references.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think I even threw that out on when I was doing, I think the Rad Pack, they were doing like the movies that scared us. And one of them I threw out there, I remember being scared so much as a kid. There was actually a couple Disney movies that made on my list. And one of them was, one was Something Wicked This Way Comes. Have you ever seen that
on Blu-ray recently? I haven't seen that in forever. I watched it when I was younger, but
as a kid,
Watcher in the Woods was the other one that came out with on Disney Blu-ray exclusive, like the movie club.
Oh, I did see that. I did see somebody post that or had it on a video, and I'm like, I didn't realize that had a Blu-ray. I have the DVD of Something Wicked, but no, that was one as a kid. Now it wasn't as scary, but I was like, as a kid, that one freaked me out. There was that and Return to Oz were my two Disney ones.
Yeah, I showed her that one like a year or two ago. Wizard of Oz is her favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, and I had never seen Return to Oz, so I saw it later, much later in life, but I was like, I can see how that would be crazy to watch as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there was the scene that really freaked me out was there's that gallery with all the like the severed heads, basically, where that witch or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I specifically remember seeing that in the theater and looking at my mom and was like, what are we watching?
Oh, wow.
Kind of I don't even know how old I'd have to look and see when that movie came out to see how old I was. But
wow.
I remember seeing that in the, I'm kind of older. So it's at 85. So yeah, I would have been like 9. So.
Okay.
I was like,
enough to scare
0. I was
0.
I was born in 85.
Like born.
Not born yet.
No, I was born in 85.
Okay. We'll have to see when the release month was, but nope. I'm so showing my age. So Anthony was saying to Dirk, we never talk about Fight Club. Damn, I just talked about it. Probably his earlier one. We were going to talk about the thing. Thanks, y'all. Well, thanks for stopping in, Dirk. It's tough because I watch so many films. Yeah.
What did you say? Brian's blessed or something?
I don't know.
What am I blessed for?
Oh, right here it is.
Your
Brian's blessed. I try all the time to try Tasha and live streams. She ain't having it. She jumps in your chat though and supports you all the time. I always see her jumping in there and supporting you in the chat.
Yep.
You got that going for you.
No.
But I know like not everybody's up for it. I'm still deciding, to be honest with you, if it's for me or not. So he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, no, I'm like, seriously, it's never like you said, it's not a job. I'm not required to do it. And I'm having fun with it right now. But if it doesn't continue to be fun, who knows? Maybe I'll just keep on, no matter what, I'll still be in the chat, like jumping in with people. And I love that community part of it. But as of right now, I'm enjoying it. But I'm still pretty new into it. So I think I'm in my trial period still.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got to be a part of it then.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I hope to keep on doing it. I don't mean it like in a bad way, but it's like,
no. We get it for sure. It took me a while to kind of get into this too, like being on camera, especially. Like I wasn't super keen on the idea at first, but I wanted to be a part of this with him because, of course, he had the channel going before we ever even met. And so when he said he wanted to get back into it, I was like, well, why don't we like try it out together? And it's just kind of worked. So,
Yeah.
So Brian, how long were you doing YouTube before the two of you were
like 4 or 5 years?
Okay.
Just like kind of off and on. I would just put up like one video every month or two.
Yeah.
And then I would just be in streams with other buddies from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talking movies. That's what I mostly did, was like streams late at night, real late at night. We would do streams for like 10 hours straight.
So yeah, a couple hours for Brian. It's a breeze. It's no big deal.
Like I'd stream until like 8 in the morning.
Yep.
I've had to tap out a couple times with Gizmo where I was like, I'm sorry, I'm having fun, guys, but
I don't know how he gets away with that. He has a kid and a girl and all that. So
I told him I don't think the guy ever sleeps.
Right?
I'm always like, how are you still going?
And I don't know how he can do 6 to 8 hour stream with the kid right there, a brand new infant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think I got broken in pretty good one time with he asked me to be on. It was him and Anthony on Gizmo's channel, and yeah, I told my family, I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump on I was excited. I was like, they asked me to be on the stream. I mean, jump on there for a little bit, and yeah, it was like 4.5, 5 hours later. I come walking out. I know I come walking out of the room, and they were like, a little bit later, or we'll see you a little bit later, and I'm like, they just kept going, so I was having fun, and the time flew by, but yeah, that's where I decided I need to get a more comfortable chair to stream with those guys more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which you guys got your new ones rocking out there, right?
Yeah, so I got mine first, actually. I kind of made it look like we got them together, but I got mine first because I work from home, and I was like, okay, this computer chair I'm using is like not working for me. So we tried this one out. We got it on Amazon, and I loved it so much that I was like, why don't we get a second one? And then like we can just do our setup like that. Because before we had just like a small couch that we ended up getting rid of. But that was super comfy. Don't get me wrong, but we were kind of like in tight quarters with that. So this is kind of gives us a little more wiggle room.
Yeah. So. Cindy, I was jumping ahead, but Cindy is like, baby came back.
Baby's back. He took a nap, but now she's back. She looks super uncomfortable to me. Yeah.
She kind of had that scared look on her face.
I know. What are you doing to me? All right, I'll let you down.
It's like, why do you got to do that? Dirk was saying, yeah, man, Ray Bradbury was as big as Stephen King. We were talking about Ray Bradbury not too long ago.
Oh yeah, I think I had some like required books of his to read in school, if I'm not mistaken.
One I brought. Oh, I still had it.
I think I've read a couple.
It sounds so familiar.
We did something Wicked This Way Comes, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that might have been how he got. I believe so, but I was the one I had. I should send him a picture. I had my old book from. It was Illustrated Man. I thought I still had it sitting around. That one's an interesting one, but that wouldn't be. I think would be cool if they could figure out a way to do a movie of that one. But
yeah,
but yeah. What in the name of Bunghole Brian? You know, everyone. She is like the essence of female nature. In Norwegian, that means she is hot.
Don't know her. Don't know her.
Oh, Gizmo. We love you.
Yeah. You guys can tell I can struggle reading some of the chat sometimes, but
you're good.
Gizmo saying, got to go again. Need to explore female nature now. Okay. I love his sense of humor too. So.
Oh yeah.
Dirk was saying, high recommend on Something Wicked. Yeah, I enjoyed rewatching that. I rewatched it again for that when I did that video for those movies that scared us. And no, I could see, I was like, I could see where whatever age I was, I remember, and I think our parents were like, oh, it's a Disney movie. They can watch that.
So it's safe.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
Well, I was meaning to ask, what is your favorite genre of movies to watch? Like, what's your go-to?
That's a hard one. And I'm not trying to skirt the question, but I'm such a mood watcher. You know, it just depends what kind of it's the kind of mood I'm in. But I do have a couple like comfort movies that I'll go back to. So the other night, I actually just put this on again, and I think anybody in my house will walk by and be like, "You're watching this again," kind of a thing. But it's not the only one. I have a few of them. I'll do this, but one of them I just threw on, and I won't watch the whole thing. I know it inside and out, but it was Open Range with Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall.
Have you?
It's a Western.
No.
It's a Western. I remember when it was in the theater thinking it was a longer one, but it's only a little over 2 hours. So compared to what new movies are now, it's
oh gosh,
really not that long. And I can see where some people might think it's slow in parts, but that's part of it. I kind of like it's relaxing in parts, but then they also have some good shootout scenes in it. But so, cool. But I wouldn't say that's my.
That's Robert Duvall, right?
Yeah. Yep. And Kevin Costner and Annette Bening is in it too. And kind of blanking on a few of the others, but I kind of like that. So that was like a comfort movie I'll throw on, but I'm all over the place with movies, really. Like I said, on my mood, I'm always a sucker for like 80s, 90s sci-fi and action movies, so I have a lot of 80s movies that I'll go back to as well that just remembering being a kid. So, I'll throw in something like RoboCop or, like a Batman 89 or something. And, but I'm all over. I always watched some horror movies, but wasn't as big into it. But the last couple of years I've been checking out more of them and getting into it and then diving into some older movies as well. So I was getting kind of bored with some of the new movies that were coming out. And I think it was also some of the superhero fatigue of so many of those movies. So I started diving into some older black and white films, like 30s, 40s. I wouldn't say they're my top, but I've enjoyed going into that and just getting a whole different look at, filmmaking from that time and storytelling.
I just grabbed, recently got the original Little Women.
Oh yeah.
So
I was grabbing a few that I just recently got into. So like one that I just watched and I really enjoyed was The Big Heat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that I recommend that one. That was really good. I got a few indicator ones in. That was one of them. Another one I have not watched it yet, but another older one, not the remake, but the original. The Postman Always Rings Twice.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't watched it yet. I can't say whether I really like that or not. So but I said I was going to hold off on some movie buying, and then there was a couple sales and some things that popped up, and so ended up getting like a bunch of indicator ones. They had like this like three for 20 pounds thing. So I was like, well, if I was already getting 3, I'll get 6,
Right. Yeah. Why not?
Have them come in. But one I never had on 4K. I had it here, but I never had them, but I got the original trilogy of Scream.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I need to go. I actually, this goes on my list of people can't believe I haven't seen it. I've only seen the first film. I haven't seen any of the other Scream movies.
I hadn't seen any of them either. When was it? Last year, the year before?
The year before.
It wasn't not that long ago.
Before Scream 5 came out.
Yeah, I had to binge through all of them. So I was with you. I had only ever seen the first one.
Okay.
My favorite's the second one because I just grew up with that one more, and that's the first one of the first horror movies I got to see in theaters as a kid.
Okay.
As like an early teenager, I think I was like 12 or something like that. Mm-hmm. But that one's my favorite, even though I know the first one's a better movie.
And I remember seeing the first one in the theater, and I liked it, but I just never saw the other ones.
Yeah.
I just like the cast of the second one. I don't know why. I just kind of like the MTV kind of generation of the cast. And got, like some side characters in there. The Timothy Olyphant's in there. They got what's her name from Roseanne? Aunt Jackie from Roseanne.
Oh yeah.
Figured her name. Maury Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jerry O'Connell's in there, and there's a bunch of other people that are in that one.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I'm looking forward to those. I've heard people say that the first 3 were their favorite.
Have you seen the spoof movie, Scary Movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the whole theater scene is the beginning, opening scene of Scream 2.
Oh, okay. Nope. Yeah, it's been a while, but I have seen that.
Yeah, the opening scene is with Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I'll have to start diving into some of those. No, I don't have to go. I'm not going to go through all of them. But have you ever seen? This was another one of the indicators that I got. But have you ever seen Vampires?
Yeah,
I haven't.
I haven't seen it, but I just grabbed it. I needed to throw another one in there. I didn't know if it was any good or not.
It's good. I mean, if you like James Woods movie. So we have that on Twilight Time Blu-ray.
Okay.
So I never got the Scream Factory. I just stuck with my Twilight Time.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to fill out that.
A few different companies put that one out.
What's that?
Is that a few different companies put that one out?
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, we'll see how that one goes, but
it's fun.
Yeah. No, I was getting one of those things where you got to get like 3 to get the deal, and so I was like, I got to figure out another one to throw in there. You know? And so I was like, I've heard of it, but I just never saw it.
There's one indicator that I just haven't gone on and gotten in from sale, but I've been wanting to pick up Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep, I almost got that one this time, but I didn't.
That's what I want to grab. So I don't think any other company put that out on Blu-ray.
I don't know. It's hard to find.
Maybe a studio release, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it around.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like him and Michelle Pfeiffer, and was it James Spader in that too? Yeah. I don't know why I always, not to go into it too much. I don't know. When I think of that movie, I always think of that bathroom scene. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they're standing there at the urinals, and Jack Nicholson just starts peeing, and just like, just marking my territory, you know. Kind of, I don't know. But it's when when he's starting to turn.
That's funny.
And I just like, I don't know why I always think of that scene of it, but it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I should have, I missed that one, but no, another old one. Well, here, I had a few of them. Like I said, I won't bore you with all the stuff, but another older one that was off of that was Drive a Crooked Road.
Yeah, the art in those is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of these, but I'm intrigued. I love old movies.
Well, these are, in these next ones, they're not as old, but they're newer. But and I know there's other releases on some of them, but there was the China Syndrome.
Okay.
But you got Jack Lemmon, Jane Fonda, and Michael Douglas.
Okay.
And I know there was other release of this, but Body Double.
Okay. Don't we have that?
No, we don't have that one. It's a Brian De Palma.
Yep. And then this was another one I just threw on there because I didn't have it, but got Christine.
Oh, yeah.
So. Still have not seen that.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's I've seen a couple people doing lists. So we were talking about John at Pledex 2, right? Earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he did a video that he got the idea from Brandon at Cinefessions, I think is his channel. But it's doing a video of like your list of like, people can't believe you haven't watched these movies. You know, I'm almost embarrassed to say I haven't seen them, but that was another one that I had grabbed. I got the trilogy, the original, of Lord of the Rings. And I've never seen any of them, and people were like giving me a hard time about that. So I finally watched the first one, the Fellowship of the Rings. So.
I haven't either. I still haven't seen those. I had never seen Star Wars until Brian showed me the first 3.
The Two Towers is the best Lord of the Rings movie. The second one, it's really good.
Okay, I got that.
They're all pretty good.
Them. Well, I don't know why I just never saw them, but they're longer ones. But yeah, people were like, you got to get the director's cut, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a hard enough time getting all 3 of the theatrical ones in, so I'm just gonna probably go with that. But
right,
yeah.
But oh well, you always got some of those blind spots, but. Okay, now this is where the in chat is going on, where I'm gonna not know what's being talked about, but it's a great actress, and she is cast right. I saw One Deadly Summer and the other day, and that was amazing. Highly recommend it. Oh, there's a movie that I think is going to be coming out on digital here pretty soon. Gizmo was telling me about. It was hilarious, and I'm like, oh, I got to watch this. Gizmo, if you're still in here, what's the name of it? It was like the Beavers one. Gosh, I'm blanking on the name. You'll have to. It's hilarious. maybe if we'll get back to you.
Was
if
it
we
a
get the actual name. No, it's just coming out. It's like an independent film.
Okay.
It's being released at some festivals. I think it was independent out of like Wisconsin.
Didn't we see a trailer for that?
It's like black and white, kind of cartoonish looking.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's like Are Hundreds of Beavers, or I don't know. It's it looked hilarious, though. I'll get the name for you, but you just got to watch the trailer at least. It's pretty funny.
I could have sworn we saw a trailer about beavers because we were laughing about it.
No.
It was like a one and done kind of thing. I don't know.
Hundreds of Beavers. There, I see him later. He's Hundreds of Beavers.
Oh, okay.
If you just look up, it's hilarious. The trailer for that. He said I don't think he was able to go because of all the snow they got, but there was a movie festival or something where he was going to get to see a screening of it. So I don't think he ended up getting to do that. But I watched the trailer after he told me about it, and I was like, I texted him back or message, whatever. I was like, I gotta watch this one. It looks hilarious. But okay, now I just lost where I was at again. But that was Gizmo saying earlier. I think we were talking about I'll sleep when I'm dead, probably soon, and the way Europe is going. Okay, way to be optimistic, Gizmo. Hang in there, buddy. Oh, that was where saying baby was coming back. We had to read Fahrenheit
451.
451. Yeah, I was like something in high school. Yep, I remember that one too.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yep.
That's a good one. I remember that book too. We need to cover something wicked sometime, brother. Yeah, that'd be a good one to somebody talk about. I mean, Disney doesn't do stuff like that anymore. It's kind of amazing when like you said, when you go back and watch some of these older movies that you're like, I can't believe all this adult stuff was in there. Just coming across some of these where they were kind of surprised it was a Disney movie, but
yeah.
Oh, Holland was saying there is a movie for Illustrated Man. Well, thanks, Holland. I'll have to go look that up. I did not realize that. I remember liking the book. Gizmo saying, I know Corey's taste. He is really into dark French comedies about people following serial killers with old ladies killing. Bless you, Corey. No, they just like to talk about some of these films and make fun of the facial expressions that I have when they're talking about them on the streams. There was a couple they were getting into, and I'm like, I don't see that one being in my future watch list. But
right.
I know I'm pretty boring and tame. I'm branching out a little bit, but there's only so far I'll branch out.
I hear you.
Your wife and your kids walking in on you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Some of the things they were talking about, if my family walked in on me watching some of those, they probably would they'd want an intervention, I think, after that. Anthony was asking, what are some of your favorite comfort films?
The Breakfast Club is my favorite movie.
Okay.
What, Drop Dead Fred? It's a good one.
For you?
No,
or
I'm
me?
just saying for you.
Well, me before Brian, I always watched like, this is gonna probably, I don't know, maybe you could assume this about me, but maybe not. I always was throwing on like Superbad, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 40-Year-Old Virgin, like that those were my kind of like throw on and watch them movies, or like not even watch the whole thing. Yeah, like there's just something about those that I love so much.
Yeah.
So those are kind of comfort movies for me, I guess you could say, as far as like comedies go. But then I also love like the rom-coms, the typical rom-coms, Nicholas Sparks, The Wizard of Oz. Of course, everyone knows that's my favorite movie. But yeah, but now I'm saying before you, because that's what I would throw on. But now with you, it's like you're always wanting me to see new things, and
yeah,
I want to check out things I've never seen before. So
I love 80s comedies a lot. Those are comforting to me. So I like Better Off Dead, Valley Girl, Howard the Duck, like we said earlier.
Yeah, one thing I think people don't know about us, or maybe they do from past videos we've done, is that like we both love like the 90s movies too.
Oh yeah,
like that's like a deep cut. Like we kind of like bond over that, like between 90s music and 90s movies. Like we love like diving into that together.
Yeah.
So
There's a ton of good '90s comedies.
Oh yeah.
Angus is a good one that I like a lot from the '90s. It's nostalgic for me. I don't know.
I know I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but
I'll have to watch that one. I've never seen that.
What, Angus?
Yeah, every time you mention that, people haven't heard of it, but like
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's about an overweight kid in high school and it's kind of his troubles. It's Kathy Bates is his mom, and his grandfather is played by George C. Scott. So I mean, look that up. Got some pretty good actors.
It's got a really good soundtrack too, and the girl in it is the girl from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Ariana Richardson, the young girl in Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
And the bully in the movie is James Vanderbeek.
Oh yeah.
And Angus's little buddy is the guy who plays the Shermanator in the American Pie movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny when you go back and watch some of those, and then you're like, "Oh, that's that person."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to look that up. That's what I love doing these too. I always have a little pad of paper because I always end up writing down a few movies that people talk about that I'm like, oh yeah.
I don't know where that's streaming, but we have it on DVD and VHS.
I'll have to look. I've it's not always completely accurate, but I ended up really liking this site that's called Just Watch.
Yeah.
And you can put it in, and it will usually tell you where it's free, where it's renting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's,
I'm not good with that at all. People ask me, I'll tell somebody about a movie that, where's it streaming at? Where can I watch it? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I had the Blu-ray.
Just Watch. Another comfort movie that I always forget about that people make fun of me for is Deep Blue Sea. I love that's like one of my all-time favorite movies, Deep Blue Sea. I always forget about it, but I watched the crap out. I watched that so much when I was younger that I would take a VHS and pop it in every time it was on TV to like re-record it because I'd wear out the tapes from watching it so much.
I've had a few of those old VHS tapes where it's like, well, I also didn't have as many movies at that time either. And so you'd rewatch them so much and you could tell what ones were starting to get worn out. And,
oh yeah.
But Gizmo was saying, love you guys too, and girls and dog. Dirk was saying, speaking of Westerns, I'm about to watch Full Cheese, The Four of the Apocalypse.
Cool. That's in that Savage Guns era set. It's got like 4 Westerns in there.
We were talking about this because I think Gizmo and Dirk were thinking about going through, there's 3 sets that Arrow has out with this newest one that came out. And they were going to run through them, I think, and maybe review and talk about them. I have the first 2 of those Arrow sets.
Mm-hmm.
And I always get the names wrong, but I don't even remember what the newest ones were. But there was like Savage Guns, Blood Money, and something else. But yeah, those are part of the buying more than I'm watching. I bought the sets on sales and haven't cracked into them yet.
I haven't bought any of those ones.
Well, and who knows? I mean, do you really watch much Western wise?
Not too much.
Not too much, but I was just gonna say you'd really like our friend Jace. He's really into Westerns. Is his channel? What is his channel called? Is it just Jace? He's like in the movie community. I'm sure you could find him, but he's really big on Westerns. He lives in Australia, and he does videos. I think you'd really like him though.
Yeah, he does this. He'll like go into hibernation, then he'll go out and have
videos,
a couple streaming videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So Jace, like Jayse.
Jase.
Mm-hmm.
JAS.
Is his channel just JAS Jace?
Yeah, Jace or Movie Man Jace.
Do you want to look on my phone to make sure, or your phone on YouTube?
I can show you his YouTube
so you
channel.
Can check him out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll check that out. Yeah. That's the thing. I love hearing new suggestions. Like we were talking about that horror YouTuber of the month. Like there's some cool stuff out there. Just it's hard to come across it sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Jace is one of like the OG guys that like Brian used to stream with for those like long nights. He was saying he's one of the guys that he used to stream with for long.
Okay. Anthony's got the questions for you guys. What's your best and worst movie theater experiences? Do you have any? Do you have any that jump out at you?
Oh yeah. Worst.
What was the worst? Was The Menu?
The Menu. Yeah, if Holland's in here, he knows. That was so bad. We if you haven't seen our video on The Menu, go check out that whatever out of trip video that was. That was a mess. Oh my gosh. We had like people. Well, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, this woman was commenting every step of the movie, in the same row as us. So we literally got up, and everybody in the theater was shushing her like every 2 sentences of the movie. And then so we went and got like into the back row of the theater, which we never sit back there.
Never.
We like the middle, well, like sort of the center of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
To see, like usually row D or E or something.
Yeah.
But is where we go. But we went back to like row F or something, the back far row. And this woman was still going off, just talking the whole time, annoying everybody in the theater.
It was so bad
for the whole movie.
It was so bad that when we exited the theater, they were passing out like free movie tickets for for the inconvenience. Like they gave everybody a pass. Ooh. Yeah, because
that had to have been bad if they were.
And security came in and like talked to her, and they didn't remove her. I think her and her husband were both like drinking a little bit because he started to get a little irate, like he was mad that they were being talked to.
Yeah.
So they didn't ever leave. And we still have yet to rewatch The Menu. I feel like we deserve another rewatch because
we like the movie, but it kind of hindered. It messed with the viewing a lot.
That experience was bad, and then I'm not proud of this. But like I usually will not say something. I usually try to keep it pretty tame. Like I try to just be respectful of everybody. But I had enough, and so I yelled out enough. Which Holland, if you're ever in the chat and Holland says enough, that's what that's from because he watched our video and I said that's what I yelled out. Like I screamed out at the lady.
Well, I think I jumped ahead a ways, but I just happened to, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Holland say, "Yeah, go watch the movie trip review vlog for the menu, Corey. It's great."
Yeah. And then at the end of the whole thing, the lady walks around the front and is like, "Screw all you guys," or whatever she says. She yelled at us for inconveniencing her or being rude to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, it was weird.
At that point, I'm like, why are you even why did you even come to the theater?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Best theater experience?
What was the best one?
I mean, it might not have even been with me. It might have been like when you first saw a horror movie or like your first rated R or something. I don't know.
It's hard to remember my best because you remember the bad times. You remember the good times as much.
I do have one. This is going to be so like, it's going to make me sound like a loser. But the first time that me and my best friend had the movie theater to ourselves, we saw Spy Kids. And we thought we were hot shit because like we had the whole theater to ourselves.
Your personal theater.
It was like so cool. We thought we were like royalty. So like that's mine, I guess. Spy Kids.
Oh, I guess when I worked at the mall, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I worked at the coffee shop, and I had buddies that worked in the movie theaters because obviously I went to the movie theater while I was working at the mall, and one of the guys was like running the theater or whatever. So we hung out at his apartment at like 2 a.m. or something like that. We went and it was like a couple weeks early. We saw Spider-Man 2 was coming to theaters, but he already had the reel for it. And
wow.
And so he went into the projection booth and whatever and fired it up, and we just we had some drinks and partook in some other activities.
I never even knew this.
In the theater, we were just drinking and smoking a little bit of hooch. And,
at 2 a.m.
At like 2 a.m. watching this movie. Yeah.
Oh my god!
And you were like, "It will never get any better than this."
It was pretty cool.
Did you guys eat all the concession snacks?
Well, we had some popcorn.
Okay. I was gonna say,
but it was pretty late. I think we had like a double feature of that, and it was like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Oh my gosh, that is hysterical! I never even heard that story.
I don't have any that can compare to that. I don't think.
I know, right? That's pretty cool.
Not saying it's my worst one, but this is where I was saying like with that, with your experience with the person talking like through the thing. It's like, why are you even at the theater? Like, so this, I'm not saying it's the worst ever, but that I hadn't been to the theater a ton. I don't know, for quite a while. And they were re-showing. So our theater, they'll do a couple classic or older ones. And they'll just do like 2 showings in the month. And so this last year, one of them I went and saw They Live.
Nice.
John Carpenter up on.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it'd be cool to see it up on the big screen. And it was right in the wrong spot or right spot, but the row in front of me off to the side, and this was the bigger leather recliners, so you could see between them pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was on his cell phone, and it was bright enough where it was just out of the corner of my eye and was bugging me. And he was doing it. It was going through the opening credits and was getting a little bit further, and he was still on there, and it was still, I'm like, come on. I'm like, put it away, put it away. I was like, I don't say much either, but I was so close to saying something right at the time. I was about ready to say something. He put it away, and I'm like, okay, good. We could not have that.
That's
but
the worst.
But he went like quite a ways into the movie. And I'm like, why? Like, you're sitting there flipping through your Facebook or whatever. I could see it even. And I'm like, why are you even here at the movie theater then? So
yeah.
That's
happened to us a couple times too. And then it's like the person has their brightness all the way up too. It's like your brightness is all the way up.
Yes, it was like a flashlight, and I could just see this bright light out of the corner of my eye, and it was like, it's just gonna annoy me. But
yeah,
I don't know. I get annoyed easily with cell phones in movie theaters.
Oh yeah.
Or even at home. I'm like, are you even watching the movie?
Brian does that to me. I've learned to like not like if we're watching a movie, I just like let my phone, because at first like I would do that. I'd just sit there and he's like, are you gonna watch the movie? And I'm like, oh, it's like offensive to you. I'm so sorry. But like now I get it, you know, like so if someone else does it, I'm like, for example, like we were watching, we said how much we like Strays. We wanted to show it to my dad, and so it was late. He was tired, whatever. But he had his phone out the whole time, and Brian's looking at me like, is he gonna put his phone away? He doesn't like the movie. It's funny.
No, I know. I'll get that. And I'm like, are you even watching it? Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, you got your phone out now.
Yeah.
Allie was saying that she agrees that she says Vampires is excellent. So I'll have to.
It was pretty fun taking your dad to see Jackass Forever too. That was a good movie trip.
That was a good movie trip. Oh yeah. For sure.
I don't know that the two that always jump up in my mind, and I know I've talked about these before probably, but one, before I could drive, Batman 89 was coming out, and I was just like diehard that I wanted to see it. It was like they had like a really late show on a Thursday night, and my mom had to work early the next day and everything. She still drove me to that theater and went and watched it with me. And we actually would go watch movies together often.
Awesome.
And so I always remember that. And like looking back now, being a parent, I'm like, can appreciate it even more, where it was like, she probably would have rather been in bed, you know, than going past midnight watching a Batman movie that she probably really didn't care about seeing at all.
Yeah.
But she knew how excited I was about it and took me to it.
That's special.
Yeah.
So your favorite Batman movie?
Yeah, I still like other ones too, so I'm not like I hate everything else, but out of that run, I like that Batman 89, and then Returns is okay, and then they kind of drop off, but then I still like the Christian Bale Batmans, and I like the new Pattinson Batman as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't turn off, like I don't hate the other ones, but nostalgia wise, I'd probably have to go back to 89.
See, I grew up with Returns, so that's my favorite. But 89 is my second favorite. So,
but you see, 89 was like the first one. That was when, you know, the superhero movies just weren't out like they are now, and that was the first big hype. And I remember getting all worked up, buying the stuff, and wanting to go see that. And so I had that nostalgia growing up with it. But I could see where, like, if Returns was your first one, like kind of getting out of the theater and doing that, I totally understand that too.
We still have those Crystal McDonald's Batman Forever mug cups that they had.
Oh yeah. I don't. Do you? Do you have those?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, I didn't know if you were asking me or saying. Oh, that's cool that you do.
Yeah.
I know I had a bunch of. I remember buying the soundtrack on cassette. I remember, you know, having the T-shirts, and like it was crazy. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing the bat symbol somewhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
But Anthony was saying, I love the first 4 Scream films. 5 and 6 are fine. Yeah. Actually, the funny thing is, now I'm blanking on who it was. On some stream, I won the digital. I have 6 digitally, but haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I figured I might need to start filling in some of the other ones before then, but we'll see. Dirk saying vampires, I'd say, is a Carpenter Western. Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of like a Western, vampire Western.
I'm interested. I might have to watch that one a little bit sooner. It's always interesting when you got your big watch pile, what you decide you're going to watch next. And sometimes it changes.
Yeah.
Vampires kicks ass. James Woods is the man. All right. What's the one? Oh, gosh. I'm totally blanking on it now. There's a James Wood movie. What's the one where he's kind of I don't know if he's kind of a hustler, but there's the boxing match with Lou Gossett Jr. and
that one's out of print. It's Diggstown.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Diggstown.
Okay, I was completely blanking on the title. I don't know why that popped into my head talking about James Woods.
It was on sale from Kino forever, and then it went out of print, and I never picked it up.
I wish I would have grabbed that one too.
So it goes for a pretty penny.
Now it does, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dirk is saying Scream 6 is fine. Anthony, lol, 5 can die. It's apparently not a fan of that one. Okay, Anthony's saying Vampires is my top 5 Carpenter films. Maybe I'll have to jump that on my list here for this weekend. How are we doing? I'm still running through some of the chat and talking, but are we still good on time and everything? You guys hanging in there?
We're chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, I just get chatting, and I always tell people, I'm like, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you're ever like, hey, Corey, we can wrap her up.
No. Not at
all. Not saying we're going to go for another 2.5 hours, but we'll. Dirk was saying, hell yeah, Body Double is pretty solid. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, those were some I'd never seen. I heard of them, but just never seen them. So I'll have to throw that in there. Christine is my favorite Carpenter movie. You need to see it ASAP, Coco.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got it in the collection there somewhere, didn't you, Sass?
Oh,
Yeah, we got the 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew there was the 4K out, but then when I was buying these, I was just like, I'll just do that. And
I'm pretty sure it's got a 4K scan on what you got there. So
yeah, it should be good enough for me.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Gizmo saying, now I will really leave when you start talking about Scream 5 and 6, and Anthony is saying he loves Scream 3. Sorry, kisses and hugs, but I block you. Anthony crossed the line with Gizmo.
What, Gizmo, you don't like Courtney Cox's hair in Scream 3?
Oh, God.
I'm not remembering. I guess I haven't seen it, so I don't know what that one is.
Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
I can't wait now.
It's got some great actors in there. You know, got Jenny McCarthy, you know.
Oh, they're really ramping it up then.
Yeah. Jane Silent Bob make an appearance in it.
That's funny. That's funny. Because saying that's okay, Corey. There's still some films I haven't seen. Yeah, there's always some. But do you ever have some of those where I think Lord of the Rings was one of them. There was a couple others where I'll mention that I hadn't seen it and people almost gasp. They're just like,
yep.
What do you mean you've never seen that?
Yep.
Can't see everything.
Yep, that's right. Oh, I think that's when I was trying to think of that movie. Dirk said Zombievers. And I'm like, no, that wasn't that. But here's Gizmo chiming in when he said hundreds of beavers.
We own Zombievers. That's a funny one. She hasn't seen that, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, they were just chatting back and forth. That's where I figure out how far behind I am. But
hundreds of beavers.
Yeah, that trailer made me laugh. I was like, I don't care. I got to see that one. But American Indie Film, I did not see it because I was snowed in. Yep, I thought I remembered that he was supposed to see a screening of it, but yeah, they were doing limited releases in theaters. There was just nothing really close to me, but I think they're going to sell it or rent it or sell it digitally here later this month. So I'm going to do that. I figured I laughed watching the trailer. So I'm like, I got to see the rest of it. And you support it, indie, film crew and filmmaker. So it's kind of fun to be able to help with. I wish I was creative enough to do something like that.
I know, right?
Anthony was saying Christine is fantastic. That film has a beautiful score. I'll have to watch that one. Gizmo saying, I was just talking about Man Bites Dog. You're the only one who has seen it on YouTube, Corey. And that's why I love you in a non-homosexual way. Well, I appreciate that, Gizmo. And I watched that one because that was one of your recommendations you threw out to me. But I know you were disappointed I didn't wasn't drawn to it quite as much as you were, but that was some of the. It's definitely not on this French extreme side, but it is a French. There's a lot of violence, but definitely nothing like like your. Anyway, it's got a lot of dark comedy to it. I don't know if have you ever seen it, Brian?
No, I haven't.
Gizmo, that was a Gizmo recommendation to me. So.
I might have a Criterion, right? I think. Not sure.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm kind of asking myself.
Yeah, sure. I saw it.
What?
I don't know it.
Oh, okay.
It was one on one of my streaming. Oh, it's actually on Max.
Oh, okay.
Max and Criterion Channel have it. But
on Criterion Channel, it probably has one.
Yeah, probably does then. But so yeah, I saw that because of his recommendation. But better off dead. I want my $2.
Oh yeah, great movie.
There's some funny stuff in that one. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Dirk was saying The Shining is his comfort movie.
It's very comforting, Dirk.
Yeah, very soothing. It's a nice family movie to watch with the wife and kids, I actually just bought that one. I mean, I've seen it before, but they had the 4K down to like $9 or $10 not too long ago on Amazon. So it's probably $9.99 or whatever. But I just grabbed that one because I didn't have it on 4K. There was a couple older ones that I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and grab it. There was that. The Green Mile was another one.
Yeah.
And the Fifth Element.
Okay, cool.
But I was like, yeah, they're $9.99 in 4Ks, so that's my price. I like that for 4Ks.
Yeah, same here. If it's not a boutique, I usually go like a $10 range for the studio stuff.
Well, it's hard to not, and I've seen them all before, so I knew I was getting into, but it's hard to pass up when, I don't know, love my $10 4Ks and $5 Blu-rays. Those are my.
Yep. And then I don't go digital, so I sell the digital copies.
Yeah, so you get it even cheaper then, basically.
We're all about the deals over here.
Oh yeah, I've sold some, but then sometimes I'll give them away, or sometimes I use them because there's some I'm like, I know the rest of the family will probably watch it, and they're not ones to go grab a disc and put it in a player. Yeah. They like streaming, and so, which is fine. But then you have the digital; they can just hop in there and check it out. But
yeah.
Allie was saying Deep Blue Sea stressed me out, but it was a great movie.
I get that.
That's a comfort movie for you, huh, Coco?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I don't like throw it on now or anything, but I used to.
We got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, we still need to see 2.
No,
is there 3?
We don't need to see Deep Blue Sea 2 and 3.
I have to.
It's gonna be crap.
You're like, there's other things you want to watch first before that.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be crap, of course, but we're still gonna watch it.
Gizmo was saying I watched Deadly Circuit on VHS today. I bought 48 VHS films this week and just used 3 hours to get the VHS player to work on my TV.
Nice.
3 hours.
I have an old one. I just don't have it hooked up.
Yeah, we gotta hook ours back up. That's one thing we haven't done since the move.
Yeah.
We got a whole shelf out there of VHS too.
I got an old VHS player, and then I have when I first got my first job, I still have, it's a 32-inch CRT TV that I got. It's like sharp, nothing crazy, but I remember buying that thing and thought I just had it made. I thought that 32-inch, I was like, I couldn't believe how big that thing was in my living room. I was like, this is amazing. And that's, of course, it's like 500 pounds too,
Oh yeah.
Thing's heavy.
Oh yeah. They're so heavy and awkward to move around and everything. But yeah, it's crazy how now they're like, there's $500 75-inch flat screens, and yeah. And I thought that 32-inch, I just was like, I got this thing made.
I had one like that too, and it had the DVD VCR combo. Yeah. And I was like, I love that. I had that thing for the longest time.
Yeah, and you can just pick up these 75 inches like they're nothing, They're real lightweight.
Insane.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. It's like that 32-inch, it's just big enough and heavy enough where it's too awkward for one person.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have two people. And then the other day we were moving, I'm like, oh, this 65 inch is just like one, just grab it myself and go walk around with it. And
yeah,
it's like they're holding a painting or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I love it. I'm not complaining at all, but I just remember thinking back when things got above, got up to 32 inches. I just thought that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
We got another fan of Angus in here, Anthony.
Aw, did you know that?
I didn't know that. Angus? I didn't know you liked Angus.
Says Vanderbeek is so good at playing a douchebag.
He is, yeah. He is a douchebag in that movie.
Well, I got it marked down. I'm going to put that on the list to watch. So I remember hearing about it. I can picture it, but I never saw it. Anthony was saying Deep Blue Sea is so much fun, Coco. That's my second favorite shark film after Jaws.
Oh, yeah. Always second to Jaws, but love Deep Blue Sea. There it is.
That's what you're talking about with your
the menu.
The menu.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna hunt that video down now. I gotta watch that one. Did you get in the car and just be like, I cannot believe what just happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think so. I think we were like,
we're pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, I would be too. You pay the money. You only have so many hours in the day, and you don't always have the time to go to a theater, and so you finally have time to go out and see the movie, and it gets ruined. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're kind of debating the time to go, and then you chose the one where it was like that experience, and it's like, oh, we could have gone to the 10 o'clock show, and it's like we chose the one.
And then we got the subscription pass, so they give us these passes, free passes, and it's like, what do we do with these?
Yeah, did we? I think we saved them, and we ended up like bringing my dad a couple of times.
We used your dad. We got your dad free tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least somebody got some use out of them.
Yeah, my dad actually joins us a couple times. He'll go with us
in the videos.
I don't know if you've seen, but like my dad will come with us sometimes. We got to get his mom to come with us. She's been asking to come along with us.
Yeah, my mom wants to be part of a video.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then we went and saw Exorcist Believer, and like my whole family came. That was actually a really great theater experience too, I would say, because like we had all of them with us. Because I grew up watching, this is nuts. I grew up watching The Exorcist. My brother and sister made me watch it like when I was a kid, and I was traumatized, which is now like why I'm obsessed with it. So it's like, okay, guys, now you're coming to see the new Exorcist movie with us, which of course doesn't hold a candle, but like we brought them with us. It was really fun.
That was too. There's people were posting. There are some crazy $10 Steelbook 4K Steelbook deals at Best Buy going on today, and that was one of them. They had for $10.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard though because you can't buy them online for shipping. You'd have to do it in-store pickup, so your Best Buy has to have it.
That one they were actually shipping. Some of
them
them.
Really?
Wow.
Some of them they were shipping because I was like, they're trying to give this thing away, but then there was a couple other bigger names that were.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out and see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Their faces are on the front.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I thought that one was cool looking.
Yeah.
The one that people were freaking out about, and I would have jumped all over it, and I still hate it. I was just looking, and it's still doing it. But they have the Oppenheimer 4K Steelbook listed as $9.99 on Best Buy for shipping. You can put it into your cart, but when you go to check out, it says it's unavailable. So whether it's a glitch or something like that, but I was like, I would have totally grabbed that one for $10. I still haven't seen it yet. So.
We haven't either.
It's supposed to be coming out on, is it Peacock here in like this next week? I think if you have that, but.
Oh, okay.
We have our ways of seeing movies for free, so.
Gotcha. Allie was saying to Anthony, Deep Blue Sea did pop a Skarsgård so dirty. I haven't seen it. I'll have to see that one too.
Yeah.
What is y'all's favorite group cult film?
Like a movie about a cult?
I wonder about a cult or like a cult classic.
That's what I was thinking.
He's probably talking about like a Wicker Man cult.
Oh, movie. Really? Like Midsommar?
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking of like cult classic, but you'd know better.
Well, it's Jerk we're talking about here.
Well, what's your favorite then?
I
I don't know if I've really seen a lot of culty movies.
Yeah, right. We haven't seen that many together.
I don't know if I have either. I do. I just actually did pick up that the Wicker Man 4K Steelbook when that came out. I just have not watched it yet. So
there's this one I like a lot with William Shatner called The Devil's Reign.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a Severin title.
Let me see. Cult.
It's got William Shatner and Ernest Borgnine's in it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How is Labyrinth a cult movie? Oh, they're going for like cult classics. I was like, what? No way. But then Midsommar's right next to it, so that's a little confusing. Yeah. So I guess for the sake of like me not really seeing a lot of cult movies, I'd say Midsommar.
I know it's based on the Jonestown Massacre with Jim Jones and all that, but The Sacrament by Ty West is a good one too.
Oh, okay.
It's like the guy who did Pearl and X. Ty West.
Oh yeah.
I still have to see those as well. I haven't seen them. Always hear good things, but
I saw a cult documentary, and that was crazy. I'm sitting here trying to remember what it was called. The Vow. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. Do you even know? The Vow. I watched that. That was nuts.
The documentary.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
So, was it like Illuminati or something? That wasn't Illuminati.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Spy Kids.
Allie was jumping in with your love of the Spy Kids. That's where I know I'm way behind on the chat, but
that's
I remember I actually watched that with my kids. There was a few of them in that series.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the girl from that, I didn't even realize that was her at first. And she was in what was Planet Terror or
oh really?
She was in Machete.
Or was it Machete? Okay, I got it mixed up.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that director a lot. Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, because he did both of them.
Yeah, he did he does a lot. He'll go from Spy Kids to Planet Terror.
Yeah, I know. But then I thought that was funny, and then she was in there, and I was like, it was killing me because I was like, I recognize her from something, and then I looked her up, and I'm like, oh my god, that was the little girl in Spy Kids or whatever.
That's funny.
That movie was a while ago, I guess, but
yeah.
All I was saying, Exorcist, the beginning, his best movie. Probably joking around there. So, Allie, no comment on that. Anthony, check out Insomnia if you have not seen it. He is the lead and is great. I think he's talking about Papa Skarsgård in the original Insomnia, because there's the Robin Williams and Pacino. I think they did the remake of it, but there was the original from. But anyway, yep. See what's going on here. Best American film with him is probably Good Will Hunting. Oh, I forget that. Yeah, he is he's the professor in that, isn't he? I was completely blanking. Skarsgård.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the American version of Insomnia, but we'll have to check out the OG Gizmo. Yep. I know. I've heard that. Master of All Movies Presswood DV Collector. Hey there, Sarah. How are you doing? Thanks for jumping in. Gizmo was saying, I always wonder about it, but when you guys see foreign actors in American films, do you hear often they are not American? I mean, Skarsgård, for example. Don't know where you're.
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I don't know what he means.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I guess we can assume that they're not American because of their accent. Like, we can pick up on their accent and know.
I wonder if that's what he means.
Maybe.
But then a lot of times they'll have such a good American accent in all the movies we see them in that we can't tell.
That's very true, because I've seen who was it that we saw actually at Spooky Empire? The girl from Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah.
And
the
lead, she was in the panel that we saw her in. She was speaking.
She was like from Australia or New Zealand.
And we're like, oh my gosh, we didn't even know. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're really good at it.
Yeah, I've been thrown off a few times before too, where it's like, they're talking just their natural accent, and I'm like, wow, how do you, and then the movie you know they're from, it's like, wow, you did a really good job.
Yeah, it's
speak
impressive.
better, have a better American accent than I do.
Yeah.
But then that's where I know some people too that English is their second language, and I'm like, you have better grammar and speech than a lot of Americans that I probably myself as well. So, Dirk, this has probably been a while ago, but he said, "Got to run, y'all. Gonna go watch Scorpion with Two Tails. Take care, everyone."
Wasn't he just watching Fulci's four Horsemen?
I thought so. Maybe he's like doing double duty. He had this going on the side, and maybe he's one of those that had his cell phone up and going while he was watching the movie.
Well, I know he's watching some Sergio Martino Italian giallo movies because he's got a stream on Saturday about him.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get him in.
Yeah.
Gizmo saying to Dirk, I still have 3 films I will see before I sleep. Wow. If I get the VHS player to work and I start working in 5 days, so have 20 films before that. Ooh. 20 films in 5 days? That's a chunk. I'll be lucky to get 5 in 5 days. So.
Is there enough time for 20 movies in 5 days?
I don't know. Maybe there's short movies.
I doubt it. He's probably fast forwarding or something.
Yeah. Not he's not doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy or things like that with it. So.
That's like a 6-night event there. You gotta watch half of the first one the first night. Go from there.
Yeah. Sarah saying my mom likes Christian Bale and Tom Cruise monster movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I actually just watched that newest one. Not too long ago.
Mayhem?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I had fun with it. I didn't grow up with it. It was a little after. I could see where some people probably grab onto it more that grew up with the cartoon and the toys a little bit more than I did, but I still had fun with it. I enjoyed they kind of went different with the art style of it as well, which I enjoyed. And I don't know, they had a good soundtrack and I thought it was good. I had fun with it. So that was another stream I won that code. So I watched it off of that, but no, I had a good time with it.
Yeah. We didn't see it in theaters, but I wanted to see it after we heard praise about it.
Yeah, no, it's worth a watch. I think I'll say that. So saying, take care, Dirk, soon. Speak soon. In about 22 minutes on Instagram, we talk about Anthony and Corey behind their backs. All right, Gizmo. Well, I guess I know I'm going to talk to Anthony then about you and Dirk behind your guys' backs. Sarah saying hi to everybody. Anthony, Scream 3 also has Parker Posey, and she's great in it.
I like Parker Posey most anything.
I like her. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, but that was maybe another comfort movie I threw in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, that's definitely comfort for me too. And Past Time, Where's My High?
Yeah, those are fun ones to do that. All right, seeing people saying hi, everybody. Gizmo saying you love it, Corey. I know. Brian, are you looking forward to show Coco Singapore slang from VS or Vinegar Syndrome? You should do a review of it.
I heard that movie's pretty extreme, so maybe not.
Maybe not.
Oh boy, yeah. I don't go for the extremes.
Yeah, there was a couple he recommended to me that I started looking them up, and I'm like, I'll start with these 3, and then those others will. Yeah. Maybe put those on the back burner for right now. So. He has a bigger viewing spectrum than I do, I think, but that's okay. It's nice to get opened up to new things, but there's a couple that I'm like, I'm gonna skip on that one.
Right.
Because I'll watch the review and replay for a week just to see the expression of Coco's face after she has seen it. It makes Yorgos films look mainstream. All I know is I was on a stream with some of them, and they started talking about some pretty extreme movies and what was going on in them. And I think they were just having a blast watching my facial expressions, because then I figured out they were all laughing because of I was not being very I wasn't hiding my facial expressions too much, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there were some things I was like, that's in a movie. All right, sorry, we'll run through a couple of these and we can start wrapping her up here. So,
all right.
Sorry, I just don't want to keep you both too long or anything. But
no, you're good.
Okay. Pat Master, what up, Corey? What up, Brian? Hey, Pap, thanks for jumping in here.
Hello.
Hello,
Good to
Pat.
see you. Everybody saying hi to each other. All right. So I know we were talking about earlier, and I won't keep you too much longer. I appreciate you both jumping on here with me, and I've had a blast hanging out and talking with you. So hopefully it will not be the last time. I'd like to do things again, and I know we'll cross paths on other streams. But
for sure.
One thing I thought was kind of cool, you were talking about in one of your videos with your setup of your room, and we hit on it a little bit earlier, but you were talking about doing some different layouts and some different content on your channel coming up here, maybe some interview type things. So do you have anything like that you want to talk about, like what you have planned, what's coming up, maybe what's new and upcoming on your channel?
So we don't really have a plan yet for like the interview type things. What we really wanted to do was, well, we got our chairs and we got all the shelves set up. But we're kind of on the hunt now for like the perfect desk for us, like with the perfect height, so that we can get that set up. And then we want to do like the microphone thing where we're trying to figure out if like we really just need one like kind of fancy mic in between both of us, or if we want to get like two and put them in. But we kind of want to do that and have like a little more of a podcast type setup where if we're like interviewing people, you know, we can, that was just kind of like our goal, was to kind of get there before we started that. And we were really just going to start asking friends in the community if they were interested in coming on. And of course, you know, we'll come up with a script and maybe like a few things to touch on, but for the most part, just kind of hang out like this.
Yeah.
So that's that as far as that goes. And then also that would be live streams, but then also we like to just kind of like randomly go live and maybe show some titles or just like talk about whatever, just like, you know, have a chance to talk to people live like this.
Yeah, we're just talking doing more live streams in
like
general,
more frequently,
because we don't really host on our channel like hardly ever for live streams. We have a few trickled in there, but we're more like that.
Yeah, and just
kind of catch up with people. Yeah, I'm excited to see that from you guys. So that's something, maybe a change, that getting more live streams coming out on.
Yeah, we're not talking about going like a Gizmo 6-hour stream or anything. You know, 2 or 3 hours. You know.
But maybe some more planned out streams, because in the past they've kind of been more like sporadic, or we would just say like go on IG and say we're going live tonight. You know, just kind of surprise. Yeah. Just having it a little more planned out.
Like a week in advance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people can actually, you know, look forward to catching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely could see that helping, you know, because sometimes it's always fun if you're like, hey, I have the time right now, just jump on and do the stream. But yeah, if you can, sometimes it's getting the word out a little bit. Getting the people into it.
It helps. And then with that being said, with the setup, that kind of helps us in this room more, because as I might have touched on this earlier, but we've kind of struggled with like doing our haul videos, because like I've said before, we have no like problem with things coming in. We're getting things in all of the time. We just kind of find it hard to find the time to like sit down in this room and like do a video. I don't know. It's kind of just become more easy for us to do the movie trip review vlogs. So that's another goal of ours with the new setup, is just like having a better way to show off, you know, our titles. And we put one video out there with a big haul from Whatnot, because Brian's kind of got into buying movies off there. So
yeah, it's pretty fun.
I haven't dipped into that yet. I keep on hearing about it, but I have not dipped into it yet.
It's dangerous.
Be careful.
Is it addictive?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being at the slot machine and like, oh, I won.
Yeah, right. Yep.
We're going to get into that too, because we have, in this room, you can't see it, there's a closet over there. The closet is full of stuff to sell. So we have movies to sell. We're big into music too. We don't really touch on that much on our channel, but we love music, and we have a lot of records to to sell. So we're thinking about kind of dipping our toes into that too.
To the whatnot stuff.
Which will also help with our, with the setup. It's just better.
Yeah, we're gonna buy like a bunch of packing supplies and stuff, and just start being able to ship out some movies and music to people.
Yeah,
and making some money back on stuff that we're just sitting on.
Yeah, there was the last few years I ended up selling off some of my albums that were going for. I don't like being like a scalper person, and I really wasn't, but like prices started going up on certain ones, and I was like, all of a sudden, I'm sitting here with them like, I like this album, but I don't like it that much, and so I did get into that for a stretch. I kind of held off now. But I was selling quite a bit online, but there was some special cardboard vinyl record mailers that I got and everything, because I was so afraid of them getting damaged, shipping. Yeah. So there was a lot of, but they ended up going really well. I ended up having no bad experiences with it, luckily. So they sell that on. Go ahead.
It's not our fault. I mean, if you put I'll set the bid like pretty much what I paid for it on eBay as a starting bid. And it's not my fault if it goes to $100, $200. I mean, that's on them. That's people are auctioning that, So I don't really see like the harm in that. I don't really call that a flipper.
Okay. Well, now I was doing that
if they're bidding on it, If you set the price like $500 for a record or something like that, then that's more of a flipper mentality.
Yeah. Well, I was doing it on eBay, but I was like doing the auction thing too, where I threw like, okay, I would at least break even on the thing. I don't want to lose money on it.
Right.
So it was a little higher because I was building in like the eBay fee and stuff into it.
They take a lot of fees, so
So I build that into it, but then wherever it went from there is what people were bidding on the things.
So. And I'm curious to see what kind of fees or whatever hidden stuff whatnot does for you too, as opposed to
yeah. Maybe you should just like test it out, just like sell one thing. Right. Can you do that and then see what actually you clear from what it says the sale price?
Well, you got to start a live stream.
So that's right.
You're doing a live stream on your phone, or
I have not gone on it
or on. Yeah, I think you can do it on your laptop too. But you're pretty much going live like we are right now, just selling stuff.
All right, that is different than So then you'd want to probably have quite a few things set to go to sell. I'll have to get out there. I'll try that out, or just go out and watch some of them and see what it's like.
It's fun too. People play music in their background because it's not like YouTube where you'd get copyright, right? And so they're just like playing music and hanging out, and it's fun.
It's not really worth it to get like one title because you have to pay like the media mail $4 shipping or whatever for the title. So if you're buying like a one DVD or something like that for $1, you end up spending like $5 on one DVD. So I just make like a small stack or something at least before you cash out with the person.
I'll have to go check that out. So.
Yeah.
Well, cool. No, I didn't know about your vinyl collection. And so, do you ever? I know you say you branched out. You might be like, maybe I'll talk about food or things like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever see branching out and talking about any of your record collection?
Oh yeah, in some old haul videos, we definitely because we have them here and there. We just weren't as consistent with them as we'd like to be. But we've definitely shown because we're still buying them all the time. So we've definitely shown some off in some pickup videos that we've done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be good is just like kind of show off, maybe not even like what we've just bought, but like what we already have.
Or just like have a vinyl haul video just dedicated to vinyl. Yeah.
Or like a whole like collection video. I don't know. That might be a little extensive,
that
but
would be pretty extensive.
The IKEA shelves that are like, what are they? 8 cubes?
Like the 8 cube shelves.
We have one of those full.
Oh, okay.
Of records, and a lot of that is most of that is his collection. I've kind of built mine up over the years as well, but not nearly as much as he has.
Yeah, in the early like 2010s, I just built up like a crazy collection. I wasn't buying movies too much yet. So that's what I was into then, and then I kind of like paused that for a while.
So not to take you too much longer, but like what music genre do you kind of find yourself going towards? Are you all over the place?
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
He's a little more honed in on. Well, no, you're kind of all over the place too.
I'm a little all over the place, but I like I'm more of a emo, screamo, metal type of guy. So I love stuff like Taking Back Sunday, and then like Metallica in there, and just August Burns Red's my favorite band. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they're
what is it again?
August Burns Red.
I'll have to look that up.
They're the screaming kind of metal band. They're metalcore, but they do have a pretty accessible instrumental Christmas album if you're interested in that.
Yep.
I'll have to check it out.
Like Christmas metal, but it's all instrumental. It's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really good. But yeah.
And then me, I'm all over the place. So I grew up around music. My dad was a musician. I don't really like to call myself a musician, but I play guitar, a little bit of piano, and I sing. So I have an appreciation for all types of music. So like I love country. I like all the old standards. My dad really got me into all of that, like Frank Sinatra, all of that. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place too. I don't really have like one favorite. And I love musicals too. So, and we do have a lot of soundtrack vinyl too. We've kind of gotten more into collecting those.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
Maybe you could do something like that if you had like movies that you love, like movie and then the soundtrack that you have in the collection, and do your like little like
totally.
great combos, movies and soundtrack. That'd be really good. So
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'd be interested to see that too. I'm also, like we were talking about movies, I'm kind of my mood listening, like what mood am I in at that time? What I grew up with was more country music. So I grew up kind of rural, out on a farm kind of a thing. So we always had a record player, but I remember my dad having like old Kenny Rogers, like The Gambler, or Oak Ridge Boys, or
we got a couple Kenny Rogers albums.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I grew up with. And then I kind of went away. So I started growing up, and then I wanted to listen to anything but what my dad listened to, kind of like get away from country. So then my brother is 6 years older than me. So I start hanging out with him and his friends. And there was a lot of AC/DC, Metallica, Pink Floyd, kind of that type of, and Queensryche, and, stuff like that. And really got into that. And then going into the 90s, so I started going into high school, I got really big into, I still like the rock, but then I got more into like probably your 90s alternative. So
we love that.
Your Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden.
Yeah, she just got me Pearl Jam Versus on vinyl for Christmas.
Okay, cool.
So that's my favorite album of them.
Yeah, no, so like that was a big thing through there. And then I came back to liking country again. So now I'm kind of like a mix. So I still love going back into the like 80s rock, 90s alternative. I like newer stuff too, but I'll listen to country and things too. But I was actually excited. I was seeing they were re-releasing the vinyl of is Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to get that too. It comes out in April or May or something.
Yeah, so I want to get that one because that was like an old 90s hard to find album, and like if you wanted it on vinyl, it was selling for a lot at prices. So I was like, I never wanted to spend that much money on it, but I always liked that one, so probably have to end up picking that up.
I was at Walmart a month or two ago and we saw Dirt on vinyl, but we didn't pick it up. We probably should have picked it up.
Yeah,
that's a good one to have too.
Yeah.
And then I've branched out to other things too. I've had some friends that are like big into jazz, and they're like, oh, you should try these out. And so I'd listen to those. And then some that were, so I'm willing, it's like with movies too. I'm willing to try other things out. I don't want to shut myself off, and it's easy to get in a rut and kind of get bored with what don't open your mind up to other things that are around. But so yeah, I'm always open to check things out because it's so easy now especially with music. If you have any of the streaming services, you can pretty much try anything out and not be out anymore.
Or everything's on YouTube too. Even music. So
yeah, I wasn't really open to the kind of music that he loves. Like when we first met, he told me that he liked that, and I was like, oh, I hate that. But 4 years of listening to it, I have an appreciation for it now. And like August Burns Red, his favorite band, is like one of my favorite bands now. So it's kind of it's cool. And then I really like the old school country. Like I don't find myself turning on the radio and really like loving what I hear on the radio now. I'm kind of more old school, like Garth Brooks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of country. So
yeah, no, it's that's where it's kind of funny. Like my kids even like seeing where their tastes end up going. So it's always kind of funny. So my son's older and out of the house, and he's now back to, he likes almost like it's like I don't know what you'd call it even. It's like a more traditional country or like folk, like not what's on the radio, like he thinks that's too pop,
yeah, I can see that.
And my daughter, she's now kind of gone more into, she'll listen to some country still, but like the newer, but she's like into probably pop and rap a little bit now. And so it's like, I don't know, it's cool, but it's just always interesting seeing where their tastes go and kind of where they end up going with things. But
does your daughter or your wife like Taylor Swift at all?
No.
Really?
Well, I don't think my wife minds her. My daughter does not like her, but I think it's more of a the personality thing. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's divisive. I don't think I'm not saying anything bad about Taylor Swift, but
everybody like has their opinion.
Some people will hate her just because of how popular she is. So I know like some people will be like, she's everywhere, I hate her, like she's on commercials, she's on TV, she's in the theater, she's on the radio all the time. And I think there's some things that get so popular that people will just hate it because of that fact.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know if that's a little bit of that, but but you like your Taylor Swift, don't you?
I do. I'm like a day one Swiftie.
Yeah.
Day one, that old country album, and I fell off. Honestly, I can appreciate and understand what you're saying because I kind of fell off the Swiftie wagon for quite a long time. And then, just last year, I think I was kind of like, I want to get back into it. And he like bought me some of the records, and I kind of like caught myself back up, and I was kind of kicking myself for missing out on some years of her music, but I'm back on now and obsessed and just loving being a Swiftie.
And this is not like a jab at her. I don't listen to her music, but I don't hate her or anything, but I'm more in awe of the machine she has created. She is a media machine.
It's insane.
There was, I was hearing some stories. They were talking about, there was this trucking company that, and I'm going to get the number probably wrong, but her tours are huge, like it's not like a simple stage. And well, and apparently she has her own trucking company.
Yeah.
And that's all they do is her trucking of her concerts. And she was doing a show, I think in Mexico City, and they ran into a problem where they didn't have the licensing for their trucking company to go into Mexico. And so they hired out this other company that was I think they were kind of local. Anyway, they were like throwing out something like 57 semis or something. It was
that's kind of what I was thinking in my head, because I know I read about that as well.
It was something crazy. So I was like, that was a big deal for this company, because I was like, you got 57 trucks that you're, but I can't imagine. I know that her concert that went to the theater, it was going to be on one of the streaming services. I thought about checking it out just because I want to see the spectacle of it, how crazy the stage is and everything.
So Brian's not a Swiftie by any means, but he went with me to go see the Eras Tour concert.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Movie, and I saw it 3 times, I believe.
Yep.
Because I saw it with him. I went, then I had to take my sister, and then I had to take my dad. None of which are, they have an appreciation for Taylor Swift, but they're not like fans. They just they like her because I like her. But I think they each came out with a different appreciation just after seeing that alone. When you see the production value and everything that goes into it. And you can even relate to some of the songs maybe. If you're a human being and have been through, anything in your life, I think anybody could, if really listening, you can relate. So if nothing else, I think everybody should see it at least once.
Well, I'll probably check it out if it's on, especially if it's on one of the streaming things. Just like I said, it's more just Wow, that's crazy. Like, I know it's a huge stage, but just to see the whole setup and everything.
Yeah, and it's actually, she just announced that it's going to find its home on Disney Plus, so that's going to be primarily where it's streaming now. As of I think sometime in March, it just got announced.
Where did you say?
Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. So I'll get to see it then. I have that right now. So. Oh, yep. Cool. Well, we can do like one, as long as you guys are still hanging in there, we can do one last run through the chat here and just see, and then.
Yeah.
I know. I apologize if I never know how long these things are going to go, and so
no worries.
Hopefully we're not keeping you too long. But going back, Gizmo was saying he never fast forwards any films. It is his rule: watch a film from beginning to end without breaks, or else I have not seen it except for Meg 2. I can't say that I've never taken. I won't take breaks, but do you ever find it where it's hard for you to stop a movie to come back to it the next day, or like you have to finish it that night?
Yeah, I don't like to do movies in parts like that.
Yeah, it's the only time that happens is if I'm absolutely like exhausted or not feeling well. Like that's pretty much it. Like we'll pretty much always see a movie through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that too. Like it's hard to not just finish it that night or something, or that day or whatever. But
yep.
Holland saying Meg 2, he had to rewind to experience the magic again. I have not seen that one either.
We like Meg 2. These guys just hate on it.
They just hate on it.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one, but
it's in the same vein. If you like that one, you'll probably like the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, here I'll jump through some of these quick. Pinocchio dog story in the belly of the Meg. Okay. Pat was saying Anthony's Horror and More, Gizmo, and Hall & Oates in your chat is a big deal and awesome. You got Ryan Goes Blue here. Had to get in here. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, it's fun seeing all the people jumping in here.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Gizmo saying Pat Master, thanks, but I started wondering when you said Gizmo in Holland, it did not sound right. Okay. Taking Back Saturday. You got another.
Taking Back Sunday. Yeah.
Or Sunday. Sorry. Oh, I'm so cool. I have found that I'll do that with the chat. Like I look at it, I know what it says, and I'll say something completely wrong.
That's hilarious.
I got that one time. I'll tell this one too, but we were talking about 5-finger death punch, and I said 4-finger death punch, and somebody started laughing at me, and I was like, oh duh, and I'm like, well, maybe he was a shop teacher before he started the band or something like that. So. But no, I'm good at messing up some Taking Back Sunday. Sorry, I've heard of them. I've never really listened to them, but that's not right.
Oh my God.
Should be Holland and Gizmo. Okay. I knew, just funny. Don't need to apologize at all. Okay, man. Hey, speaking of music, you really need to hear Coco sing. Is there any videos of that?
I don't know. There's some old YouTube videos, I think, and occasionally I'll like just silly like singing our videos. It'll just be random. I've thought about putting it out there. I don't know. Every time I think I'm going to, I don't. Like just putting up covers or something. I think on my Instagram I've put up a couple of videos in the past, just like messing around singing. But
back when the pandemic was going on, there was a thing on Facebook. A lot of people were doing live the quarantine karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So she was joining in on that a lot and doing karaoke on Facebook Live.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, I got to hear you sing sometime. You gotta sometime when you prep. I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now. Sometime you can prep and
okay.
Because but we'll have to hear that sometime.
All right, I'll post something up.
There you go. Well, no pressure. I'm just now that you've like backed me in a corner, Corey. So, thanks a lot. Caveman was saying hi. I know I'm missing some here, but Caveman saying please hit the like button.
Mm-hmm.
He said Kentucky has a lot of bluegrass bands. Not my thing, but I can appreciate the talent that it takes. Absolutely.
Sure.
Any of those people, way more talent than I have. I think you're talking about Taylor.
Oh yeah.
He personally tipped all the truck drivers at the end of the tour 100,000 each. Wow.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know how much it was, so
wow.
I didn't mention it. Yeah, it's awesome.
I should have been a truck driver.
Right.
They probably have a lot of traveling to do though for her.
Oh yeah. But... They're in Tokyo right now. Now they're across the pond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's gonna get back
last night. Now she's over in Tokyo. And actually, so I think it's always a 3-night show. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So she's doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I believe. Don't quote me on this. Flying in to Vegas for the Super Bowl and then going back out for the next round.
I was going to say, she's not going to miss the Super Bowl, is she?
Hopefully not.
She's going to be a tired lady after all that.
Oh my goodness.
Gizmo saying, have you guys seen Mini Michael, is it Haneke?
Haneke?
Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
I don't know who Michael Haneke is.
Either.
I thought if anybody knew, you'd know.
But... Sorry, Gizmo. Upset you again.
I'll write it down and check it out later. But
yeah,
I don't know that one. I probably butchered the last name, but
that's how I said it too. I don't know.
Oh, he's the director of Funny Games. German-Austrian filmmaker.
Oh, okay. Gizmo just threw in here. Funny Games, Benny's Video.
I've seen Funny Games. I like that. That's good.
I've not seen any of those.
Crazy home invasion horror type movie.
Okay. Yep. Sounds like up Gizmo's alley.
Yep.
From what he's been recommending me. No.
kind of like The Strangers a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. But well, I tell you what, I've had a blast here, and I know I've probably kept you longer than what you were originally expecting, but
no,
let's just kind of keep on going with these things. But we can kind of wrap her up for tonight. But I want to thank you both again for jumping on this. Yeah. I had so much fun doing this. That's where the time goes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying we did too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Well, it's just it's crazy how fast the time flies by when you're just talking.
Streaming, it just goes like nothing.
Yep, absolutely. So I appreciate you, both of you. If you hang on for just a second after this, but I would just say everybody that's jumped in, whether it's live a little bit here or there or coming back on the replay, thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate it. And thank you everybody for the chat. It's been very active and I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All our friends.
I'll yeah, absolutely get to talk to them more. So I'll have to get a little bit better of running through those and not mispronouncing band names or anything like that. But you know, you just live and learn, right? So keep on going with it.
Yeah.
So, but everybody, thank you very much, and hope you all have a great night. And we'll talk to you all here soon. Thank you.
Guys, bye.